What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 4DN54. Marine Admiral Monkey D. Luffy. The fifth gear of the Sun God shocked the audience. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement number 1. Kizaru rushes through the battle. Possessed by the God of War, gods block and kill gods, Buddhas block and kill Buddhas. The expression is not violent, it's calm, but the more peaceful it is. Let the two worlds watch the pirate powerhouses more. I felt a chill rushing from the bottom of my feet to the sky. Crazy strong, they have seen a lot. So calm and calm, finish killing a strong man. And the person who killed other strong people without much reaction. It will be more difficult and dangerous. At this moment, the strong men from both worlds watching the video stared at number 1 Kizaru solemnly. Especially number 1, the ghost mother-in-law of the world. She subconsciously touched her heart. It seems that the last sword has already pierced over. She couldn't imagine that it was just such a short confrontation. He was beheaded himself. The video continues. Number 1 Kizaru looked calm. But he really wants to end this era of pirates as soon as possible. This urgency is normal, because after waiting for many years, I finally waited until today. He fights Ochaku. Ochaku is not doing well. Seeing this, the red hair appeared in front of Kizaru. Swing a knife with Conqueror's Haki and block Kizaru. Cooperate with Ochaku and launch a counterattack. This made Kizaru gradually overwhelmed. After all, there are two strong players, one is the main attacker, and the other is the secondary attacker. He just killed a top powerhouse with all his strength. It consumes a lot, and I am forced to retreat every step of the way, which is dangerous. Bajian. Shanks has red hair and is arrogant, Haki is sideways, and Conqueror's Haki in black-red is wrapped around Griffin's famous knife. Catch an opening where Kizaru is being pressed. A sword of horror/past. But this time it was something Marine provoked. How could it be possible that the top powerhouses here were besieged? There is Marine Admiral in action. Uncle Kizaru, I'll help you. Suddenly, a figure exuding terrifying power and filled with white energy zero energy came from a distance at a very high speed. Pung. A white-haired young man with natural curly hair, surrounded by high-temperature steam-like energy stretches out an arm covered with Conqueror's Haki. Block this slash that was comparable to the world's number 1 swordsman. And it's easy. The red-haired sword landed on Luffy's arm. A terrifying shockwave exploded from the place where the two touched. Let the ground within a kilometer of Fang Yuan collapse. This scene shocked the people in World 2. Open black lens bracket Hawkeye number 2. Straw Hat Boy, he actually blocked the red-haired slash. Close black lens bracket. People in World 2 still use the habitual address. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. Hey, who is this brat? I didn't seem to see it just now, but it looks familiar. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. This is it. That devil fruit. But how come? How can a person with this ability become a Marine? That is the most free ability in the world. It is also the freest will. A person with omnipotent fantasy characteristic. Close black lens bracket. Rocks didn't recognize who this person was for a moment. Also shocked by the strength of this person. What is even more shocking is that this ability only exists in Legendary. It actually appeared. He had heard about it, understood it, wanted to get it, but couldn't find it. It's as if this devil fruit is avoiding anyone who doesn't fit in with it. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Who is this? Is there such a strong man hidden in another Marine headquarters? Close black lens bracket. Sengoku felt familiar, but he thought about it seriously. Inside the Marine HQ in the former World 1, doesn't seem like there's any white-haired powerhouse sitting in the main seat. Open black lens bracket number 2 Robin. Why'd I feel that person looks a bit like Luffy? Close black lens bracket. No wonder Robin wasn't sure. It's Luffy who has entered the 5th gear of the Sun God state. The changes before and after are too great. Not only the hair becomes curly and white like a sun disk. Even the shape of the face has become rounder. There is a terrifying white mist energy around you. The awakening field unfolded, and the surrounding area became slightly distorted. Neither the air nor the earth. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. The red-haired brat's attack was so easy to follow. What a scary brat, like another Ren. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Garp. The other world is full of talents. Whose general is this? Number 1 Garp. You fake grandpa. This is Luffy. Open black lens bracket number 2 Garp. Nani. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Garp was shocked for 1,000 years. This white-haired guy is his grandson. No wonder he looked a little familiar just now. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zoro. Hey, are you lying? This is Luffy. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 2 Sanji. If you look closely, it does look alike. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Nami. Luffy over there seems to be Marine Admiral. Number 2 Ace. Luffy. Open black lens bracket number 2 Luffy. Is that me? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Kid. How can the Straw Hat Kid turn into that ghost? Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Brother Ming. When first saw the Marine 3 Admiral on the opposite side, I was very curious about the strength of the Straw Hat Boy to become an Admiral. Now it seems that Devil Fruit's ability has awakened. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. Is this the Straw Hat Kid from another world? So powerful, close black lens bracket. Kizaru number 2. It's scary to be so young, but can you really fight the redhead? Or just take this blow? But anyway, it's better than the Straw Hats in this world. Too much, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Akainu. Huh, the damn Straw Hat. Close black lens bracket Akainu subconsciously started to slap people. It turned out something was wrong, because the opposing monkey D. Luffy is Marine Admiral. It's not a pirate. I stopped in the middle of saying this. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zoro. If it's really Luffy, how could it have such a form? Could it be that the Luffys in the two worlds eat different devil fruits? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Brook. I almost didn't recognize it, even though I don't have eyes that can recognize people. Yo ho ho ho. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Moria. That brat, who almost never beat me, became a Marine Admiral in another world. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Jin. Is that the kid who was easily knocked down by Kizaru in Sabo the archipelago? Same age, how can there be such a big gap? Close black lens bracket. Ant number 2. Speaking of which, I have never seen Marine Admiral from another world make a move. The younger generation who seem to be 20 years old, or even less than 20 years old, can their combat power compared to Akainu and the others? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Silver Axe. It's really hard to say, so many monsters like Ren can appear in the world at once? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Ochaku. I just blocked the red hair's attack now, but it doesn't mean I have the strength to fight the red hair to the end. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Apu. Is it possible that he became Marine Admiral because of his strong relationship and hard background? Close black lens bracket. If Apu wanted to say that before, he would have been sprayed to death long ago. But Kizaru, who saw their side of the world, forget about the many absurdities Garp does. They suddenly felt that this is not impossible. Who said you don't need worldly sophistication to hang out in the sea? Holy Land number 2. The 5 elders looked very solemn when they saw Luffy like this. I didn't expect the Sun God fruit ability user from another world to appear in Marine. How did they do it? This ability should not choose people without free will. Not necessarily. Who said that you can't have freedom in Marine? It's never happened before. Go back and find out about them. If we can hold this ability in our hands like them, the so-called prophecy will be broken. Clear. This kind of thing is not suitable for discussion on the barrage. Open black lens bracket number 1 Flying Squirrel Vice Admiral. What are you talking about? Do you dare to question the strength of the Sun God Luffy Admiral? A group of frogs at the bottom of the well? Take a good look. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Bartolomeo Vice Admiral. A group of guys with no eyesight. Senior Luffy is super powerful. So far, he has ended 3 great pirate legends. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Smoker Vice Admiral. Luffy Admiral has the titles of White God and Sun God. Do you think people who can be crowned with the title of God will be weak? No one really thinks so. 1. But despite this, the number 2 world has seen the strength of the number 2 Luffy at this stage. Still in doubt. They can't deny that the Luffy of their own world is also strong now. But it's a long way from Marine Admiral, even though there is a difference in strength between the two Kizaru just now. But it's not big, it's more about the ability to supplement the weak points. Flash's top destructive power is still available. So on the other hand, how strong can this Marine Admiral Luffy be? They watched with questioning and anticipation, hope to get the answer you want. And the number 1 video didn't let them down. Kizaru looked at Luffy, who stopped the red-haired slash for him. Nodding slightly, he continued to attack Ochaku, but the 4 of them are now in the same battlefield area. If you can see Kizaru in battle, you can see Marine Admiral Luffy in battle. Luffy. Hong's knife was blocked by Luffy, and he looked at Luffy with a complicated expression. This year, Luffy is 17 years old, but he has already developed devil fruit to this extent. Redhead feels like she is in a dream. He thought Luffy's talent was very strong. I didn't expect it to be so strong, not to mention, he has already guided Luffy on the road of pirates. It can be regarded as the initial activation of the potential free will of the Sun God Nika fruit. But abruptly changed again. What B********* D did it? Luffy should have become a symbol of the pirate era. Is that you? Ren, as for Garp, the redhead didn't even think about it. Just his simple and crude, so-called education of love. Only arouses the resistance of free will. It is impossible to cultivate Luffy's fruit ability to awaken in such a short period of time. If I have to say it, Garp, who is bound by marine rules, knows how to have free will. And after much deliberation, the red-haired suspect is only Ren. You were supposed to be a hero to save the world, Luffy, the redhead said. Being a marine can help more people, and you can continue to take risks. This time, let's decide the winner. Come on. Let me see how far you have grown in the past few years. Kamui. The redhead said without hesitation. With one swing of the sword, Conqueror's Haki explodes at the same time. Advertisement in an instant, the entire sky was rendered black and red. 0 for flowers. Haki is unrestrained and unrestrained. Tread the atmosphere. Conqueror's Haki has such a level of substance. You can't find a few in both worlds. This is what redheads do best. Luffy stretches and changes freely. The surrounding area has also become a rubber body. Oncoming substantial Conqueror's Haki shock. All of them were scattered and dissolved virtually. Boom! Luffy's body resounded with a strong heart. The sound of jumping is like the roar of a big drum. This is one of the unique abilities of the Sun God state. Agitating the heart can not only restore physical strength, but also adjust your state to the strongest. Even stronger, ha ha ha. Let's fight, Luffy laughed freely. A punch hit the past, the winding flow connects the armed color room gas, Conqueror's Haki. And the infinite energy of the Sun God's ability. Luffy punched it out. A loud bang, fist smashed on the famous sword Griffin, Haki swept away wantonly. Sparks splash, the two froze, they were equal. After the two hit and collided, they quickly fought head-on and forcefully. Two kinds of terrifying Conqueror's Haki, sword spirit, and abilities are fully displayed. The entire Marine HQ is shaken, just the dissipated impact force set off turbulent waves on the sea. Generally, the strong Vice Admiral dare not approach the battle circle between the two of them at all. Two people come and go, fight evenly. Just this short confrontation, it is enough to silence all those who doubt Luffy's strength. And as the battle progressed, the more everyone watched, the more shocked they became. It's even scary, because the more they fight, the strength of the two is still alive. Zero the Golden Emperor Tetsolo accidentally approached the battle circle between the two. Just after the aftermath, half of his body was torn apart. He was so scared that he quickly pulled away. Only top powerhouses like Kizaru Ochaku can fight in the same circle. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. What the hell is that kid's ability? Just now, he hit hundreds of hits with all his strength, and his physical strength dropped rapidly. After a strange heartbeat sounded, his physical strength restored to full state again. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. He can also rubberize the enemy, increasing the area and extent of the enemy's damage. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Lucci. Went and rubber fruit walk in the air. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Lock Doll. If the Straw Hat here is so strong, can I block his punch in Alabasta? Open black lens bracket number 2 Enel. Damn it, isn't this brat a person with rubber abilities? Why doesn't it look like it all now? How the hell was it immune to my lightning? Number 2 Moria. Lightning created out of thin air and able to be held by hand. Is this what you want? Nemas. This is rubber fruit? When he had this strength, Will you provoke him? Open black lens bracket number 2 Zoro. Isn't rubber fruit only able to grow and grow? Why can this Luffy change into any shape? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sanji. Open black lens bracket this Luffy is ridiculously strong. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kizaru. Within Kua, Luffy, the Straw Hat Boy, if he grows to this level in Sabo the Archipelago, then this old man will be in danger. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Conqueror's Haki, the extremely advanced armament Haki's abilities with multiple characteristics. This is probably 10 ships stronger than the average Marine Admiral. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. This kind of strength is completely worthy of the position of Marine Admiral. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 2. Damn it. Damn it. That B*** D Luffy is so powerful. I feel like I might not win. Garp number 1. Get rid of the possibility. If you want to compete, I haven't won in the past 2 years, and it's all a draw. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. Damn it. Watch Garp's statement from another world. Sengoku was also shocked and violent, only 17 years old, so heaven-defying. In the future, it may even surpass the monsters that have broken the limit like Rocks Roger. Open black lens bracket number 1 Bartolomeo Vice Admiral. As expected of Master Luffy, his strength is stronger than in previous years. Close black lens bracket. Even people in World 1 can't see Luffy fighting with all his might. Open black lens bracket number 1 Ace. What are you talking about? Rubber fruit. Luffy eats the fruit of Zone. The fruit of the sun god Nika the Phantom Beast. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Enel. It's not rubber, so how can he be immune to lightning damage? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Graham Lock Doll. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Luki. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Moria. Close black lens bracket. The strong men who were defeated by Luffy are silent at this moment. Damn, when I played before, I thought he was Paramisha's rubber fruit. Now you're telling me it's a Phantom Beast? But if they knew the Phantom Beast species earlier, they would be more vigilant. That is an existence rarer than Logia. The free rubber changes that are now reflected, holding lightning in the void, unlimited physical strength, and laughing out loud can affect various abilities and characteristics of the spirit. Everything is amazing. Number 2 Redhead. I never thought that I, in another world, would become old enemies with Luffy. I never thought that Luffy would be so powerful. How come the two worlds, Luffy, strength and experience? Is there such a big difference? What causes it? 55. Unexpected answer. How could he be the most hurt? Please beg for a full subscription. Advertisement in video number 1. 4 strong men are fighting crazily. In this small area alone, there are 4 top powerhouses fighting. One can imagine this world-class war. In the end, regardless of winning or losing, it will end tragically. The Redhead and the Sun God Luffy keep colliding. Kizaru also gradually cornered Ochaku, but he was also covered in blood. This is an unreserved fight. Even someone as strong as Kizaru may fall at any time. Boom. Suddenly there was a shocking sound, and Luffy in the 5th gear suddenly blasted out a terrifying giant fist. With one punch, even knowledge can't predict the future and can't capture the trajectory. Because this punch is very free, so free that even the puncher can't predict its trajectory change. The face of the redhead changed dramatically, set up the famous knife griffin to block. But suddenly he was so shocked that blood spurted out, and he flew upside down for several kilometers. And Luffy followed suit, jumping, very happy. On the way, he caught a white lightning that seemed to be imagined out of thin air, and used it as a weapon. Just like that, he disappeared into Kizaru's fighting circle. Open black lens bracket number 2 Riziru. FK, it's gone. What's the matter? I want to see who wins, Luffy or the other boss, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Beckman. No surprise, this time the comparison is against Kizaru. If you leave Kizaru's combat area, you can no longer see so clearly, but I didn't expect that Luffy from another world had the upper hand just now. Open black lens bracket number 2 Usopp. Head, you in another world, you won't lose to Luffy, right? Close black lens bracket. Red hair. Looking at that kind of strength, it's not surprising whoever loses who wins. What I'm more curious about is what happened to Luffy in another world. The 17-year-old Marine Admiral, can I delay, is he there? Look at Luffy who is so free, happy and powerful. The redhead couldn't help doubting his choice. He bowed his head to his partner, Chi-Chi-san, and brought up the biggest doubt in his heart again. He probably guessed that Captain Roger would entrust Ace to Garp. It's a pity that I searched all over East Blue, but I didn't find any trace of Ace. Even going to Garp's hometown is no exception. At that time, Ace was fostered by Garp in the house of a bandit in the deep mountains. No friends except Sabo. In the end, he found Luffy by mistake. A child with a strong bloodline. At the same time, I saw an extremely precious quality in this child. Even saw the shadow of Captain Roger. In the end, the redhead made a decision that went against her original intention. He pinned the hope of the new era on Luffy. Induced Luffy to eat the sun god Nika fruit. And induced Luffy's free will, go to sea to be a pirate. Of course, all of this is based on Luffy's own willingness in this regard. He never forced Luffy to do anything. At that time, the redhead was sure that the future Luffy would surpass them. Also firmly believed that Luffy will become stronger. But I didn't expect Luffy from another world. The path I took was completely different from what I expected. At the same age, another Luffy is stronger. Even the fruit has been developed to the level of awakening. Become a top powerhouse who can compete with himself. To know the Luffy of this world. At this stage, even hockey is not mastered. Number 2 Beckman. Since we will compare our Marine Admiral, maybe it won't be long before we will compare their Admiral. We will know when the time comes. Open black lens bracket number 2 Redhead. I don't believe it was cultivated by Garp. He has too many shackles on his own, unless this Garp is very different from ours. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Garp. Jealousy. Honguoguo's jealousy. Open black lens bracket Redhead number 1. Luffy, I didn't expect you to grow so much in the past 2 years. Maybe I will lose this time. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Luffy. Of course, I want to surpass you. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Garp. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Garp. Shut up Sengoku, leave me alone. Close black lens bracket. Vice Admiral Garp seems to be doubting his life. Number 2 Kizaru scratched his ear. Just now he thought that he was going to be compared to pieces. Good thing there was number 1 Luffy fighting the redhead. It's really great to let everyone temporarily forget their own existence. It's a pity that reality will eventually come back to itself. It's not surprising. For the same grandson, one became a criminal and the other became an admiral. Their strengths and achievements are completely different. This is a proper child of someone else's family. Now the Straw Hat Luffy is not here. If I were here, I guess I would have to endure love. Tekken education, said Aokiji. People in World 2 are still obsessed with the battle between Luffy and Redhead. Especially those who are familiar with Luffy, know how much he respects redheads. Unexpectedly, the other world is an old rival. This is too dramatic. But Luffy is still not used to seeing Luffy without a straw hat. No Zoro looked at the video and said with emotion. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. It's time to decide the winner. Close black lens bracket. Video 1 is still in progress. Kizaru Ochaku is the end of the line. Finally Kizaru at the cost of an arm. The lightsaber flicked past Ochaku's head, cut off his head. He left a shocking, blood-stained figure for everyone. Advertisement. The video is temporarily frozen. Clearly number 1 Kizaru's highlight moment. In the ultimate battle of the world, at the cost of serious injuries and an arm. Killed 2 old pirate legends, such a dazzling record. Something that many Marine admirals can't do. Open black lens bracket number 1 Ochaku. Damn, I didn't expect that I would die in the hands of Kizaru. I must be rewarded with a video to change this future. Close black lens bracket. Ochaku sees it. The self in the video has fought with all his strength. Faced the former admiral, now one of the 2 wings of the Holy Land. He is not careless. He was killed in a battle of hard power. I want to change this future. Just answer the question correctly. Earn rewards to change. As for escaping, if you run away now, their pirate alliance collapsed. If they are defeated one by one afterwards, it will be easier to die. Open black lens bracket number 2 Marine B. We want the real Kizaru-sama. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Marine C. Yes, the Kizaru Admiral of our world. Cannot execute real justice at all. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Marine D. Warmly welcome Kizaru from another world to come to Marine headquarters to guide our work. Close black lens bracket. Check out the highlights of number 1 Kizaru, in contrast to the highlight moment of my own Admiral. Come on, although number 2 Kizaru also showed a strong combat power sometimes. For example, actively fight Whitebeard, fight Marco. But the last wave of operations to save the enemy. It really made Marines suspect that Kizaru was really an undercover agent. So number 2 Marine headquarters. Suddenly, many Marines who uphold radical justice made such suggestions. Not even afraid to offend a Marine Admiral, number 2 Sengoku looked helpless. And look at Kizaru, oh, he's back on the chair under the execution platform. It looks like an old god is there. You look like I messed up, Sengoku, you can figure it out yourself. See Kizaru like this. Sengoku, who was still a little guilty, immediately burst into flames. Kizaru B************** D. At least come out and explain a few words. Make up 1 or 2 reasons at random, so that you can help him stand up. Stabilize this kind of public opinion that is not good for him. So you just do nothing? Then who will cooperate with me? Look at their Kizaru, they are playing high-end rounds, and they are doing their best, fighting with their lives. Why is there something wrong with my Kizaru, who is as lazy as a salted fish? I don't want to actively solve it, but I don't care. Sengoku took a look at this salted fish Kizaru, almost lost my mind. If it weren't for facing the whole Marine at this moment, he must have started yelling. Now Sengoku looks more and more at Akainu. Although aggressive, but work is never sloppy, Kizaru doesn't know what Sengoku is thinking at this moment. If you really know, he will definitely jump out and say it. I have to bear the scapegoats one after another. In the end, you will have to follow suit. Even despise the old man. The old man is quitting. Let's show off. Look at Kizaru's nonchalant look. A lot of Marine Rear Admiral, Tien will be more and more disappointed. Sengoku almost jumped down and stepped on the salted fish. Kizaru. Akainu frowned slightly. Don't talk, the old man doesn't want to talk to you for now. Kizaru waved his hand to stop him from continuing. It's okay to be misunderstood, but now I'm being hit by the excellent self in another world. Kizaru feels like he's the same as Vice Admiral Garp. You also need to be quiet. You don't want to talk to me yet, I don't want to talk to you yet. Akainu is rarely angry. The two were originally friends, but this war, he almost got hammered by Whitebeard. You play with Straw Hat Luffy. It should be yourself who should be angry. Even if you trust me, what if you are really beaten to death? And when someone is sad, someone is naturally happy. Number 1 Sengoku. Ha ha ha, Kizaru, well done. Ghost mother-in-law, Ochaku, today is your death day. Open black lens bracket number 1 Akainu. Well done. Close black lens bracket, number 1 Venus. Worthy of being the wings of the Holy Land. Garp number 1. Our Kizaru is still reliable, ahem. Kizaru from another world is also very reliable. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Garp, you guy, you can be trusted to protect your grandson? For this behavior, it is not an exaggeration to be accused of collaborating with the enemy. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Ochaku, ghost mother-in-law. Has anyone considered our feelings? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Rocks. I think the feeling of the dead, probably no one would think about it. Close black lens bracket. Rocks said this very authoritatively. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. There is no harm without comparison. Kizaru in our world has not sent barrage for a while. It seems that he was hit. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. It's not surprising that he was hit. Seeing that another self is so excellent, he must feel ashamed. Open black lens bracket and number 2. It's better to compare with others. After all, people are different, but compared with yourself, you can't compare with yourself. That's too heartbreaking. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. But it's his own fault. That battle made him play like a kid. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Ahem. Don't forget, it's just a matter of the future. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. It's okay, you don't need to change anything. Thank you Kizaru for me. You're so sweet, and you deliberately kick people to my side. Number 2 Kaido. FK. Whitebeard, you have thick eyebrows and big eyes, and your ability to mock people is not bad. In the heat of the crowd, zero highlight moment contrast after pause. A new barrage popped up for the comparison video. When it comes time to answer the question posed at the beginning. Engraved. The highlight moment comparison is over, and the next step will be a major turning point comparison. Close black lens bracket. Now back to the very first question. Question. May I ask who has caused the most harm to this comparison? Number 2 Rocks. Number 2 World Akainu. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. Number 2 World Sengoku. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Akainu. Number 2 World Akainu. Number 2 Golden Lion. Number 2 World Akainu. Number 2 Silver Axe. Number 2 World Akainu. Number 2 Sengoku. Number 2 World Sengoku. Number 2 Roger. Number 2 World Sengoku. This question has long been on everyone's mind. And they've been waiting for this moment, when the comparison video reminder can be answered. Everyone can't wait to publish their answers. The reason for choosing number 2 Sengoku is simple. Many people have seen Sengoku struggling to maintain Kizaru in the beginning. Even made up one outrageous reason after another. Also ran to Kizaru more than once. At that time, Sengoku's heart must have been broken. After all, such a salted fish Kizaru is compared with a labor model Kizaru. The difference is immediately apparent. Sengoku's strong heart has also been hit continuously. And I chose number 2 Akainu because I think Akainu in the bloody battle is too miserable. I was fighting Whitebeard bloody. My friend and comrade in arms are acting as bodyguards for others. If they were to replace them themselves, they would probably have the heart to beat up Kizaru. These two are the main answer. Many people can't control others. It is useful to answer correctly as quickly as possible. Remind others that they may be preempted. Everyone posted the answer immediately. Some people even chose number 2 Aokiji, number 2 Garp and so on. It's just that no one chooses world number 1, because Kizaru in the number 1 world is so excellent. Who will be hurt by this comparison? They just have fun. Just when everyone is staring at the screen, they suddenly found an unexpected person who sent an unexpected answer. Number 2 Kizaru. I choose number 2 world Kizaru. I saw that Kizaru chose himself so shamelessly. The bullet screen exploded again in an instant. Number 2 Sengoku. Kizaru, what are you doing in 1.3? Before the video is over, didn't I ask you to choose Akainu? This way, one for each person, the success rate will be greater. Open black lens bracket number 2 Akainu. Are you so shy to choose yourself? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. A Marine Admiral. Are all Marine Admirals so shameless? A Watermaster, a play ape actually choose me? How did he think it's out of his mind? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Redhead. I have never seen such a brazen person. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Zephyr. Is Kizaru completely screwed up? Close black lens bracket. Garp number 1. Huh? Kizaru chose himself? Why? No, wait. I seem to understand a little bit. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 2. This doesn't seem impossible. At first everyone thought that Kizaru had ended up being ostracized. Totally self-inflicted. So no one thinks of him at all. But after Kizaru's answer came out, number 1 number 2 Garp traces the answer back to the source of the problem. Seems like it's not impossible at all. Number 2 Sengoku also felt that Kizaru might feel wronged. But how can you compare yourself to Akainu? Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Is there a possibility that he was forced to paddle? In fact, he was the one who was hurt the most. Close black lens bracket. Golden Lion number 2. Whitebeard, are you still asleep? The video is right in front of you. Did you see someone forcing him to do those things just now? It's clear that I'm concerned about Garp's identity. And some reasons of kindness. I didn't kill the Straw Hats. It's a completely personal behavior. This kind of voluntary choice can't be called a victim, right? Open black lens bracket and number 2. Speaking of victims, who is more suitable than Sengoku or Akainu? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Silver Axe. He's almost the perpetrator. Whack teammates and protect the enemy. If he's the one who gets hurt, I smash the axe and swallow it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The answer to the question is announced now. The correct answer is world number 2 Kizaru. Close black lens bracket. 56. Choose yourself in the parallel world. The comparison of the major turning point of fate begins. Please subscribe. Please order all. Novel image. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket. The first person to answer this question correctly. World number 2 Kizaru. Close black lens bracket. Please choose a prize. Prize 1. Revive. Keep memory strength. Prize 2. Get all your life experience and strength in another parallel world. You can superimpose your own strength. Prize 3. The channel between the two worlds. You can summon people from parallel worlds. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Prize 4. A perfect conqueror's hockey. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Prize 5. Perfect physical skill. Close black lens bracket. 6. Quiet. The two worlds are dead silent at the moment. Many people stared at the screen with wide eyes. Unbelievable face. Especially Silver Axe. He subconsciously looked down at the secret Silver Axe who had followed him for many years. Kizaru from World 2 guessed it right. How can this be? Sengoku and Akainu beside him also gave Kizaru unexpected and amazed eyes. This is a shameless answer in the eyes of everyone. It's actually the correct answer. Number 2 Kizaru. Video understands me. Video understands me. At this moment, Kizaru became the first person to send the barrage. Being scapegoated by teammates, not once or twice. Even the lucky goddess frequently sent Straw Hats to his feet. What can he do? He is also desperate. He is forced to act like an ape. Playing an ape is also playing an ape, as long as Sengoku understands what he is doing. Reassure afterward and press things down, he is still acceptable. After all, as a subordinate, it's normal for you to take some scapegoats for the leader once in a while. Can Kizaru sad? Akainu said himself. Sengoku's disdainful eyes pierced Kizaru's heart like a knife again and again. Then came out a more excellent and stronger self than myself. The whole Kizaru is not confident anymore, even disheartened and tending to completely smash it. They Who can understand the pain of being misunderstood by the world? Only video can understand yourself, really understand. At this moment, compared to the reward of empty stomach. What Kizaru cares more about is a feeling of being understood. This comparison video is so good, so gentle. Number 2 Kaido. No way, this is the correct answer? 30. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Flying Squirrel Vice Admiral. Have we all misunderstood Kizaru Admiral? He actually has difficulties that we don't know about? Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Doberman Vice Admiral. It should be. This comparison video has not had any problems so far. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Akainu. Close black lens bracket. Akainu is totally incomprehensible. Number 1 Garp. Good. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Rocks. Who said they wanted to eat an axe just now? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Silver Axe. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Golden Lion. Damn it. Let Marine get the answer right. Lousy slipped away first. Don't even think about targeting me with rewards. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Hanayabal. Don't you say you want to slip. Close black lens bracket. Hanayabal spoke halfway and disappeared, apparently brought down by number 2 Golden Lion. As for whether the Golden Lion really escaped impelled down, no one will know. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. I don't know what reward Kizaru will choose. Close black lens bracket. It can be seen from the reaction of Golden Lion. How important is each reward? Number 2 Kizaru stood up slowly and straightened his waist. Before he could decide which one to choose, the phone bug number in his arms rang. Kizaru knows where this time, but he didn't want to pick it up. Sengoku, they're here. This call can only be from the 5 elders. And what the 5 elders want is resurrection, but he has no one in particular he wants to resurrect. Don't want cheap 5 elders either. Anyway, they all know that they often can't find the phone bug. This time as if I didn't find it. Damn Kizaru, why do you keep forgetting to answer the phone? 5 elders of the Holy Land's face darkened. Number 1 Sengoku. Why can't our people always guess the correct answer? Open black lens bracket. Ren. The answer this time is indeed somewhat beyond expectations. Close black lens bracket. Not even Ren expected the answer to be this. He thought it was Akainu or Garp. Because in the comparison, Luffy's grandson was beaten. Garp was traumatized, and rightly so. No. To Kizaru. I choose prize 2, obtain all my life experience and strength in another parallel world. You can superimpose your own strength. Strength is fundamental, and Kizaru thinks that number 1 Kizaru's strength is his own perfect state. And there are life experiences. He wants to know what happened to himself in another world. This strength can also be superimposed. Choose this one yourself, after the strength of the 2 is superimposed. A brand new self is about to be born. Akainu did not choose, because he felt that the peak of another number 1 Akainu was similar to his own, so there was no need for it. But number 1 Kizaru is indeed stronger than number 2 Kizaru. When a hazy light hangs into Kizaru's mind from the video in a way that ordinary people can't see. Advertisement. The life experience belonging to another self is also instilled. Kizaru immediately froze in place in a daze, froze. He finally knew where the difference between himself and the other self appeared. Ren. Kizaru, what's wrong with you? Number 2 Akainu looked at Kizaru beside him. Something is wrong. Even if you get a reward, you shouldn't be too excited. Sakazuki. I see. Kizaru's eyes lit up with a light that Akainu had never seen before. It seems that the laziness hidden in the depths of his eyes in the past is instantly broken. In its place was a burning desire for something. Could it be? Is it related to the rewarding life experience? Without waiting for Akainu to delve into it, the comparison video continues to the next paragraph. Play at Turning Point of Destiny. Start. Kizaru's comparison is the highlight moment and then the turning point of fate. See the subtitles that appear in the comparison video. The curiosity of all the powerhouses was aroused again. Number 2 Rocks. Finally started broadcasting the video of the 2 taking different paths. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. I also want to know why there is such a big gap between my Kizaru and others. Close black lens bracket. Sengoku's words are also the voices of many marines and powerhouses in the 2 worlds. After all, Kizaru of this parallel world, there is a big difference in personality and behavior style. Why can number 1 Kizaru be so dedicated and become an imitation of marine? On the other hand, number 2 Kizaru is often listless. Not interested in anything, like a salted fish. Even catching pirates is not qualified, let alone dedicated. There are a lot of pirates he spared in daily missions in Sabo the archipelago. Some credits can be obtained by doing it. He let it go without hesitation. Does he still have Marine's basic integrity and justice in his heart? The number 2 video is slowly unfolding under the attention and curiosity of everyone. See Circle Calendar 1464, November 23, North Blue, Harlan Island. This year Kizaru was born in an ordinary family, named Paluzolino. His father was a sailor and his mother was of a common family. Family conditions are not good, but his parents love him very much. He grew up under the care of his parents, so even though his family was poor, he always had a smile on his face. From the age of 6, he showed curiosity about the outside world. Also talented, just looking at the pattern on the storybook and by asking others for advice. I knew a lot of words here and there. His mother saw that he was interested in his study. He planned to send him to a private school in the town to study. In this era, only the world-famous Big Island has such facilities as schools. There are no general islands, and the mother of the private school Bluzelino asked. Was intimidated by the price, because everyone has to pay high taxes every month. Even children are no exception, there is not much money left at home. So a very real problem arises, they couldn't read books, but his mother didn't give up. If you can't afford to read, you can borrow books, which is much cheaper. She also knows some words scatteredly, and she is teaching as much as she can teach little Bluzelino. In addition, the 7-year-old Bluzelino will also sneak to the door of the private school to study. And play with children who are reading, you can also learn a lot. Learn all common words in no time, he can read by himself. He is obsessed with reading, from which he can learn more about the outside world. Sometimes even in the middle of the night, he would light a cheap whale oil lamp and continue to indulge in the world in the book. He always has a contented, happy smile on his face. Number 2 Sengoku. I never thought that Kizaru in the past would love to study so much, unlike now, he basically only read fashion glasses magazines, close black lens bracket. Though Bluzelino Jr. doesn't like working out like a Kainu does. But since childhood, his strength is much greater than that of children of the same age. Just can't compare with a Kainu, because these monsters. In this way, little Bluzelino was obsessed with the world of books. At the age of 17, he went to sea with his father's ship. Became a sailor and saw this magnificent world that only existed in books. In the eyes of Bluzelino, cruel nature is also very beautiful. And even on the boat, he never gave up reading, still loved reading. But after 2 or 3 years of sailing, the smile gradually disappeared from the corner of Bluzelino's mouth. 2 or 3 years of voyage, in addition to the beautiful and mysterious islands, can make him feel interesting. People's livelihood and encounters in other islands. But it didn't make him happy, this is a chaotic, bloody era. Even if they are a powerful ocean-going merchant ship. He was also attacked by pirates many times. In order to protect him, his father died in a pirate attack. But because of revenge, he reported it on the spot. His anger didn't last long, advertisement especially after some searching. It was discovered that this pirate group still had the flag of the merchant ship inside. They analyzed that it was a merchant ship that had been looted. After that, it changed into a pirate ship, and at this time, Bluzelino suddenly remembered. Sometimes their father and the other uncles are late at night. You will also take a sub-boat to nearby islands, purchase some supplies, and sometimes bring them back. Do they also have additional part-time jobs? Bluzelino didn't have the courage to ask. He began to be confused about what was a pirate and what was a merchant. Perhaps there was no difference from the beginning. But after his father died that year, Bluzelino, 20, embarked on the journey alone. Head to the Grand Line, experience many adventures, meet many friends. But he is still a lonely traveler, just quietly looking at the scenery around me, without too many pursuits. It's just that he has seen too much darkness, and occasionally he wants to become the party who executes justice. But not very strong. His strength is not very pervert, but he is also stronger than most people. Until the age of 25, he was attacked by pirates, and after fighting back, he took down the pirate ship. Found a devil fruit, he didn't want to eat it and become a landlubber. Take it and sell it for a lot of money, but sadly, the ship was close to an island. And there is an organization branch of this ship on the island, and these pirates all come from a world-renowned killer organization. The reinforcements are coming, the enemies are many and very strong. To protect himself, Bluzelino ate the devil fruit. Flashman is born. Bluzelino, who has grown in strength, has wiped out the entire branch. Because of this, he was hunted down by members of the entire killer organization. In order to protect himself, after thinking about it, he came to a larger island. Joined Marine, chose Marine as a backer, and because what he ate was Logia's shining fruit. Marine HQ takes it very seriously. In Sea Circle Calendar 1490, at the age of 26, Bluzelino transferred him to the newly established training camp of Zephyr Admiral. Better cultivate this Logia ability user. Bluzelino and Akainu became classmates that year. It is very different from thinking about revenge all the time and having blood and blood. Bluzelino had come to take refuge, in addition, he already has an easygoing temperament. So often be lazy to participate in those high strength 773-degree exercises. Anyway, whether it is speed or strength, his flashing fruit is perfect. And developing the fruit ability is not so tiring. He has read more books, and he is often more comfortable and more thoughtful in developing fruits. Therefore, it often runs counter to the arrangement of teacher Zephyr. Often scolded by Zephyr, taught him to rely too much on fruit abilities. But Bluzelino still went his own way. If you can be lazy in physical exercise, be lazy. He can fish when he can, but he is very interested in running the army and civilian work. At that time, Crane Vice Admiral was in charge of giving lectures to them occasionally. He has never been absent, slowly under the influence of Marine. He also gradually developed a sense of justice, and felt that being a Marine is not bad. But the accident happened in 1492, Bluzelino was 28 years old. The previous video is basically played in fast forward. But this year, the playback speed has slowed down. Everyone knows that his long-standing destiny will undergo a huge change here. In the past 2 years, Bluzelino has been on many missions with Marine. On the pirates, he can be regarded as doing his best. There is not much fishing performance, fishing is just a manifestation in daily life. Number 2 Sengoku said with emotion. Kizaru's awareness at this time is still good, at least fishing is only reflected in training, and catching pirates is still very qualified. But since he went to sea for a few years, the frequency of reading has become less and less. Has he seen the cruel reality? Has the illusion of reality been shattered? In that era, there was really no room for a quiet desk. Looking at Paluzolino's fast-forward life, General Hauhei is full of emotions. Number 2 Garp. He lived in a chaotic era before and after the Valley of the Gods War. This year, I remember that there was no major incident in the training camp, that is, Aokiji joined, but this matter should have nothing to do with Aokiji. Number 2 Sengoku recalled. Paluzolino, who had been living a mission in Marine Base Training 2.1 line life. Recently, there is a sudden addition of a place to go, and that is on a medium-sized island near the Marine Base. This is also a place where Marines often relax, so Paluzolino came here often. Not many people find it a problem. It all started when Paluzolino met a friend from his hometown here. A friend who has played well since childhood, recognized various words. To be able to meet in the distant Grand Line, this kind of joy of meeting a bosom friend in a foreign land. Let Paluzolino meet with him frequently, let's drink and chat together. On days like this, it's okay to be sleepy, until one day, this friend named Karen's mentioned a sensitive topic. I heard that you Marine recently developed a new physical training method. Are you here for this? Paluzolino slowly put down the wine in his hand. Number 2 Kaido. The guy in the cloak, standing on the roof looking at them in the distance, looks very familiar. 57. The real teacher, Junba Ren. False teacher Black Arm Zephyr, please subscribe for full order. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. Who is this guy? I feel like he is staring at these two people. Kizaru didn't notice it at this time? At this time, he almost has Vice Admiral's strength, right? It's not easy to spy on this guy. Close black lens bracket. Read Kizaru's growth history. A strong player like Rocks can easily infer the approximate strength of Kizaru. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. How could that guy be there? Close black lens bracket, number 2 Garp. Dragon. Could it be that Kizaru is with you? Garp is about to say it later. Fortunately, Sengoku stared back. Now Kizaru's position looks sensitive to outsiders. Stop adding fuel to the fire now. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. That son of Garp? The world's number 1 bounty criminal. I heard from Kaido that this guy has created a revolutionary army. Could it be that Kizaru is really an undercover agent? 1. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Don't make unreasonable guesses. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. The number 1 video started to change. The earliest time actually stayed in 1490, when Kizaru first joined the training camp. Has Kizaru been different since then? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Akainu. At this time, my brother and I decided to join Marine, and we met Kizaru here. This guy was very arrogant at the beginning, and my brother and I beat him up for a long time before we convinced him. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Kizaru. Ahem. Don't mention the past. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Rocks. This matter really has something to do with you. Ren. Have you been secretly manipulating everything in this world? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. No, I know how to FK. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Rocks. Don't be arrogant, don't think you can plot against me when I am resurrected. Video number 1 keeps up. The encounter before 1490, the two Kizaru are no different. Accurate to every sentence is the same. This makes me even more curious as to what happened. Led two people who should have continued to be consistent. It ended up being two completely different people. This year, Ren, Akainu, and Kizaru joined the training camp. And temporarily lived in the training camp. Ren hid his strength at this time, praising half a monster. And after Kizaru got the flash fruit, very outstanding in fruit development talent, often have whimsical ideas. Although it doesn't have Akainu's scary constitution, it learns things quickly. But at this time, the teacher Zephyr was furious. Perusalino, Ren, you two bastards get out of here, who allowed you two to sleep late in the dormitory. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have a good fruit. Don't think that because you are physically strong, you don't have to participate in training. Sweat more in peacetime and bleed less in wartime. Do you need me to teach such a simple truth? Teacher Zephyr is roaring. These two guys are the thorns in the training camp. Every now and then, I will be lazy and fish for fish, so it's okay. If it's just one, I really can't control it, so Zephyr just turned a blind eye and passed by. After all, talent is so strong, as long as you pass the test. But two of the three best seedlings are lying flat now. Only Sakazuki insists on exercising and practicing every day. But Sakazuki's strength is in Zephyr's opinion. No need to exercise anymore. You just need to impart some experience and skills yourself. He figured it out on his own, and it was enough to master it. After all, even he is not sure to defeat this super monster. So Zephyr will focus his training on the other two monsters. As a result, both of them slept late every day, fished, and went out of the military base to hang out. Especially Ren is the most excessive, eating, drinking and having fun every day. Relying on his own money, he built the dormitory like a palace. If it weren't for the fact that he still had a conscience, he had reserved a luxurious room for himself. His A** was already blooming. Perusalino, why is he so young that he loves to fish? How can this work? There can only be one salty fish in a team. Otherwise, Mr. Zephyr won't be able to lead the team, and he will definitely come here frequently to find trouble. I have to find a chance for him to correct this shortcoming. Open black lens bracket number 1 Kizaru. Brother Ren, did you push me out just because you wanted to fish for yourself? After so many years, I finally know the truth, close black lens bracket. The videos have been exposed. Kizaru no longer twitched, the big brother called out naturally. Number 2 Kizaru. Why don't you change yourself, change another me? Open black lens bracket Ren. Look at what you said, comfort is of course reserved for yourself, but pain is reserved for others, close black lens bracket. Hearing Ren words, everyone was speechless. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. This guy who is more lax than Kizaru, with such crooked thinking, really deserves to be the Marine Chief Inspector? Close black lens bracket. Strong is strong, Rocks admits. But with this ideological awareness, can I become a senior military officer? Or inspector? Open black lens bracket number 1 Luffy. Huh, isn't the Chief Inspector just responsible for eating, drinking and having fun? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Red Hair. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Garp number 1. Stupid Luffy, who told the Chief Inspector that this is the case. In addition to these, the Chief Inspector can also receive twice the salary of Marine Admiral, close black lens bracket. Number 1 Luffy. Nani? There are so many, open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. This guy is very smart. Then there was Nico Robin to help with government affairs, and he just did nothing every day and enjoyed it, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. I envy Ren every day, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Garp number 2. I envy Ren every day, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. What do you two mean? Advertisement. Video 1 continues to advance. 6 AM sharp. Ren was woken up in a luxurious dormitory with pool garden. I can only get up and walk outside leisurely. Just happened to meet Kizaru who was also woken up. Yo, good morning. Ren waved his hand in greeting. Good morning, Ren-san. Paluzolino also greeted with sleepy eyes. Then the two walked out of the dormitory one after the other. Zephyr has already led a team to wait for the two outside. Teacher Zephyr, why are you making such a big fight? I just want to tell you that if the two of you frequently miss the actual combat and gymnastics exercises, we will exercise downstairs in the dormitory in the future. I don't believe that you can sleep. 17. Teacher Zephyr, let's go to the side and talk. During training time, don't talk to your boss with a hippie face. I have a great idea, as long as we come to the side to chat, I promise that I will not miss work this week, and I can also let Paluzolino participate in the exercise. Ren whispered in Zephyr's ear. Paluzolino didn't know what was going on at the moment. He who got up early was listless, haha, in his opinion, his strength is almost enough. There is also a flash fruit ability, development ability is also strength. Why do you have to do such a hard physical exercise? Wouldn't it be nice to spend this time developing capabilities? Zephyr looked at Ren, speechless, but listening to Ren's words was very touching. Then Ren stated his requirements and suggestions. Let me inspect the rank of major for you, and you come to inspect discipline? What are you kidding? Zephyr didn't say that because of the rank of major. After all, this is the most advanced training camp at the headquarters. Many people have not yet graduated, but they are already very excellent officers. Some are even lieutenant colonels and colonels. A major is nothing. He was surprised. A guy with the most disciplinary offenses going to be a disciplinary committee member? It's no better than having a pirate command the Marine as a Marine officer, Don. I just don't want to be supervised. As long as you give me the status of an inspecting major and give me a month, I will guarantee that Kizaru's attendance rate will reach 80%. Can't do it. If I can't do it, I will be on time every day in the future, and I will never be late for a day. This is a man's promise. Okay, I'll give you a month, but today's training must be done together. Yes, after training, everyone else was out of breath. Including the 16-year-old flying squirrel Vice Admiral and other future Marine backbone officers. Sakazuki and the others are too powerful. They didn't even get tired. I heard that the training volume of the three of them is 10 times that of ours. Vice Admiral, the little flying squirrel, looked at the three marine monsters in admiration. Key, what do you think of Paluzolino? Ren asked after handing Sakazuki a bottle of water. Too arrogant. Sakazuki nodded solemnly. Number 1 Kizaru. That's how you looked at me back then. How could I be so arrogant? Soon Sakazuki in the video answered the question. He bullied you. Ren asked curiously. He has fewer attendances than Paluzolino. Not much is known, although Ren is here to train and get promoted. But there's still a lot to do outside. Every now and then I have to run outside. That's not true, he doesn't have that strength. That is how the matter. Every time he sees the words, he always smiles obscenely and says, Sakazuki, you are so scary. I suspect that he is provoking and mocking me. But I have no proof. It's not easy to do it, Sakazuki said in a deep voice. People who watched the world were all speechless. But, Paluzolino has a tendency to grow crooked at this time. This slight smile is slightly obscene, and it is really easy to be misunderstood. Then let's do him. I'm under the supervision of the major now. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's bully him and let him know the importance of strength. Then use the aggressive method to get him. So the two Ren brothers walked towards Paluzolino who was about to leave. Paluzolino, stop, Ren called to Paluzolino. Is there a problem? Why did you step your left foot first, Paluzolino? Does it matter which foot I walk on? Good guy, you are really arrogant, Xiaoji, beat him up. What are you doing? Paluzolino was taken aback. What the hell, where did I provoke this monster brother? Sakazuki doesn't care about that much, advertisement. With the order of the Inspector Major, you can teach people openly. In this era where training may cause death, it's perfectly normal to beat someone up or get beaten up. Paluzolino was out of reach and was knocked to the ground by 2 or 3 punches by Sakazuki. Paluzolino is also angry. Being beaten by Fatty for no reason, he fought back vigorously and even used his fruit ability. In the end, I found out that I was still not Sakazuki's opponent. Get beat up, and this was just the beginning of Paluzolino's nightmare. From now on, if Paluzolino is lazy every day, he will be beaten. It's fine if you don't be lazy and work out normally. Damn brother Ren, are you clearly trying to establish your prestige by taking advantage of me? It's really unlucky, but the training. It's also very painful. How should I choose? I can't fight and I can't escape. Sakazuki is really a monster. It's been half a month. Paluzolino felt that he could not compromise with the evil forces. Once being beaten up urgently, Paluzolino couldn't help yelling at Ren. You have the ability to do it yourself. Every time you order your brother to do it, you hot chicken who only relies on his brother, you. If you don't like me, you can FK me yourself, Paluzolino thought then. I can't beat you monster Sakazuki. Can I still beat you, a guy like me who fishes for 3 days and spends 2 days drying nets? What if I beat you? What should I do? Ren smiled slightly, he was still young after all. Paluzolino, I can't hold on after only half a month. Don't you just want to make me famous? You beat me, and I will report to Teacher Zephyr on time every day. What he said just now, Paluzolino is on the ropes. The main reason is that Paluzolino never thought that he would lose at that time. That's what you said, I said, then Paluzolino gets punched down by Ren. Even the flash ability is too late to activate, you look a little confused, you think you may have been careless, do you want to do it again? Come on, the 26-year-old Paluzolino is young and vigorous. Boom. It was another unpretentious punch. What kind of monster are you? Paluzolino looked at Ren in horror. What the hell is this guy? That fist feels stronger to me than Teacher Blackarm Zephyr's. Could it be that? In fact, I'm weak. How do you talk? What's a monster? Big brother. Sakazuki frowned, and punched him again. I'm 2 years older than him. Paluzolino was unconvinced. Brother. Sakazuki punched him again. I am better than him. Boom. Fe. Boom. Big. Brother. Paluzolino finally gave in. A hero does not suffer from immediate losses. At this time, he regretted why he didn't exercise, well, with Teacher Zephyr. Damn it. Wait until you succeed in cultivation. This one must be brought back. When I am old, I always feel awkward calling someone else big brother. Since then, there has been one more person in the practice field. Ren fished more and more above board. Mrs. Zephyr was shocked to see Paluzolino who attended every day. Ren actually got the prickly Paluzolino down. Now I'm the only fisherman, so it won't affect Mr. Zephyr leading the team. After all, there's always a thorn in every team. Why can't the person be me? So in the following days, sure enough, Zephyr didn't bother Ren again. As long as you can pass the monthly gymnastics assessment. Ren took it for granted that he enjoyed the military life of fishing. Followed by a few missions during the period. Basically, I spent it while fishing, but because of my strong strength, I completed the mission again and again. The promotion was also promoted very quickly. Number 1 Kizaru. At the beginning, I really wanted to get back to the game, but in one mission, I fell into an enemy trap and was in danger. Brother Ren rushed in to save me. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 2. I never thought that Ren, a young boy, would understand the iron fist education of love passed down in our family. Young people are awesome. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Come on, what can you do with your unreasonable rough and fat beating? There are so many good seedlings, none of them will become Marine Admiral. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Garp number 2. Can you not mention this? Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. How do I feel that Ren is the real teacher, and Zephyr teacher is just a decoration? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zephyr. So that's why Kizaru's combination of offense and defense is so perfect. Great, I didn't even know how to deal with Kizaru's slick guy at the time. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Whitebeard. Contrasts are everywhere. Zephyr, how do you feel? Open black lens bracket number 1 Zephyr. Ren is awesome. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Don't you feel ashamed? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Zephyr. No, Ren is awesome. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Really crisp, close black lens bracket. 58. Both are behind the scenes. Double Sengoku and double Zephyr are crushed. Why is there such a big difference? Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement video number 1. After that mission crisis. Paluzolino slowly lost his face-saving temper with the Ren brothers. But look at them from another angle, and the more he understood, the more shocked Paluzolino was. You are the boss behind the world's number 1 chamber of commerce? Then why are you Marine? Big Ren. Brother, your strength is stronger than Sakazuki. The dormitory at the Marine headquarters was actually built with your money. I thought it was the training camp at the headquarters that was treated very well. If only I had that much money. Why not be a Marine? Just find a large island with good law and order. Enjoy life with peace of mind. Who would come here to suffer? Even the Hitman organization can sell with money. For justice, of course, Ren said slowly. Justice, you only have one class every few days. Paluzolino doubts Ren justice. A person with justice in his heart should be like Sakazuki, right? 2 years passed as the video gradually accelerated. Come. Everyone has a share of the gift. Don't grab it, that female sailor, don't take advantage of me. Every time Ren takes leave for a long trip, always bring back many gifts. Over time, although Ren attendance rate was low, everyone knew that there was such a Tien Hao with the same weight. And people like Ren who are young, rich, and handsome. In the Marine base, we were warmly welcomed by the all-female Marine. The young Paluzolino was so envious. Brother Ren, you are so awesome. Even Zephyr received a nice gift. The whereabouts of the enemies who killed his wife and children. The teacher remembered this kindness. On that day, Zephyr rarely asked for leave. He hasn't been the Marine Admiral Blackarm who doesn't kill since the death of his wife and child. Of course, some interesting things happened during this period. For example, Ren, Sakazuki, and Paluzolino once passed by the female Marine church. We were chatting, wondering what it would be like inside. As a result, I stood at the door for too long. Discovered by the female Marines, news spread that Paluzolino is a wretch the next day. Why? Everyone standing together. Why am I the one who was injured? Paluzolino felt that he was too wronged. If Big Brother walks in, they will only welcome you. How about you? I'm not interested in women. Women are terrible. You are crooked. Why don't you ask Big Brother to fix it for you? Forget it. That's all right. I'm Paluzolino, half of that kind of superficial person. Of course, during this training period, he often invites Suru Vice Admiral, 697 rooms in Garp, Sengoku Admiral, these current hottest Marine celebrities, to come to give lectures. Don't be lazy. Why did you start fishing when you just became Rear Admiral? You caught fish, so what should I do? Brother, I didn't touch fish. I just stretched my waist and drank tea for half an hour and read the story for 10 hours, Paluzolino said hastily. Isn't this called fishing? Because the training period was initially over, Paluzolino took a break for the time being. So lazy cancer strikes again. Number 2 Sengoku. Strange, even at this time, Kizaru still likes to fish, but he has never failed in training, and he still knows how to fish in military affairs. That is to say, the two Kizaru have essentially the same character. Open black lens bracket Garp number 2. It doesn't matter if you don't touch the fish, but every time Kizaru touches the fish, Ren will always appear in front of Kizaru like a cat that smells fish. Let him have no peace. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Zephyr. 1-to-1 guidance to correct Kizaru's fishing behavior, even in the toilet, he can show up, amazing. Awesome. Ren is the real-life mentor. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zephyr. At the beginning, Kizaru was fast with the flash fruit, so I didn't catch him a few times. I'm so ashamed. Close black lens bracket. 2 Zephyr said in shame, also grateful to Ren from another world. Because the self in another world had found an enemy early on and avenged him. And it took almost 10 years for me to confirm who did it. At that time, many people and enemies died first. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. The Irons Chamber of Commerce is an organization that specializes in collecting information for the Ren brothers. The ability to collect information is really powerful. Close black lens bracket. Sengoku, Zephyr and Garp are good friends, brothers. When Zephyr's wife and child were killed, they also tried their best to investigate. There have been several suspects, but not sure which. Advertisement in the sea is vast. The pirates really want to find a place to hide. It's extremely hard to find, but Ren did it easily through the Chamber of Commerce. There must be a strict intelligence organization structure inside. Open black lens bracket number 2 Crane Vice Admiral, Paluzolino, read the book again. Close black lens bracket. Video number 2. Paluzolino quietly looked at his friend in front of him. When he asked the question about the secrets of Marines' physical training, he felt that maybe the encounter between the two was not a coincidence. At this time, Paluzolino was 28 years old, so he was not a fool. Facing Paluzolino's rhetorical question, Karen's unhurriedly refills his drink. He knew Paluzolino, knew that was all, he won't do it to himself. Don't be so nervous. Anyway, I'm still glad to meet you, Karen said with a smile. The eyes are clear and bright. This kind of joy cannot be faked. Hearing this, Paluzolino relaxed slightly. His complexion was extremely complicated. So, you are a pirate now? From your point of view, it's similar to pirates, but we call ourselves the Revolutionary Army. Karen's eyes sparkle. Revolutionary Army? I remember you always wanted to be a Marine. Paluzolino was puzzled, saying that he had never heard of it. I have been. Then why? These years have passed, and the shadow of Marine has gradually appeared in you. Paluzolino, what do you think justice is? Karen's asked with a complicated look. Justice? Of course it is to punish those criminal pirates. Paluzolino was not very sure. But it's something he learned in training camp. I have been a Marine, a pirate, a businessman, and a nobleman in a big country. But now this identity is my own choice. When first was a Marine, they told me that justice is to arrest and kill criminals, but they rarely tell us how they became criminals. I have always devoted myself to my duties and eradicated the so-called criminals and bad guys, until one day I discovered that my superiors, have always been behind the scenes of several pirate groups. They use marine to facilitate power, provide convenience for their minions, and make a fortune. I discovered their secrets, became a so-called rebel. I fled all the way and reported this matter to my superiors, but unfortunately, after the news reached the headquarters, there was no feedback, and I was hunted down again. I think there should be people from them in the headquarters. Since I can't be a marine, and I can't be the kind of person I want to be, I think it's wrong. So I found a place to hide, and I became a pirate in this way. I lived in hiding on an island. I had a wife and 2 children. My life was very happy. Until one day, the king wanted to become a member country. Those who raise money from the sky but fail to pay enough taxes will be designated as pirates. That day, the kingdom's slums became hell on earth, and my family members died in that chaos. I took up arms again and killed one enemy after another. Looking at myself in the mirror, I feel that I am basically the same as those pirates I met when first was a marine. The expressions and eyes are basically the same. Not surprisingly, I'm wanted again. I ran away all the way, and finally ate a devil fruit that can change my face. I was tired of running away, and I didn't want to run away anymore. I killed a nobleman who did all kinds of bad things, replaced his identity, and transformed into a human being. A great noble that everyone envies. But I found that these nobles are more terrifying than crazy pirates, than corrupt marines, and even more chilling than tyrants. Their light words can decide the death of thousands of people. Obviously a dangerous job. Under their publicity, it has become a fragrant steamed bun that people are scrambling for. The mine collapsed and many people died. The products in the factory, with high concentration of toxins, died a lot batch after batch of cheap workers. They said it was done by pirates, and then set fire to it, and burned it all. The next day, they were still talking and laughing. I felt sick, but I couldn't stop it. I tried to assassinate the leader, and he died. But soon the next 10 people replaced it. I left again. So, what is justice? Paluzolino. Karen's tone was calm. Calm like these things, he has never experienced the same. And what Karen, DABD, said made people in both worlds silent and fell into deep thought. Whether it's a pirate or a marine, they have all had similar experiences. But most people only have one of these identities. But the man in front of him named Karen's, he has experienced it all. This man has a unique appeal. His strength may be weaker than Paluzolino's. But his thinking was on a much clearer level. This thought even infected those who watched the video. Everyone just watched silently for a while. No one posted any barrage. They also wondered how Paluzolino would answer this question. They can't seem to find an answer either. In the end, which side is justice? I don't know, Paluzolino thought carefully. His eyes were full of bewilderment. Not only did he not know, even a strong man like Whitebeard couldn't give an answer. I didn't know the same before, but I think we can't just sit still. What needs to be changed is the world, not just changing a person or a country alone. That's not enough. Advertisement. This world is like a big ship whose keel has been taken out. Before it collapses, all the parts are having a final carnival, screaming. And finally sinking everyone into the dark sea. What's even more chilling is that this kind of chaos may be deliberately indulged and manipulated by someone. What? Paluzolino was startled. What does this mean? We still can't interpret the past history, but the truth will come out sooner or later. Whether this is my justice, I don't know. I just want to change this G world a little bit, but our strength is still very weak, so I need you to help me. I know you, and you've always wanted to make the world a little better. I am a marine. I don't know. It's okay. You can think about it slowly. I believe you will figure it out. You have always been smarter than the average person, and there are some things that you must have seen before. Otherwise, how could you be so long, always a people? I hope that we can become people who study together again. Only this time, we are learning the justice that the world is not sure about. Let's not talk about other things today. Let's have a drink, Karen said lightly. Okay, drink. Paluzolino didn't say much. Go back to your hometown when you have time to have a look. Your mother misses you. When we met last time, she asked me if I had seen you. Paluzolino drank a lot that day. He didn't expect his good friend to be in these years. Been through so much, Paluzolino even forgot how he got back to Marine Base this time. He wobbled and was helped back by Karen's, but at the entrance of Marine Base, Karen's put Paluzolino down. Follow him in just now, we have a high probability of getting what we want. The figure of the dragon suddenly appeared beside him. They are not subordinates, but the existence of an equal relationship. Together, they created the Revolutionary Army. Karen's watched as Paluzolino was found and carried back by Marine. Slightly smiled and said, he is my friend, although I took the initiative to see him, but before he joins us, I can't cause him any trouble. What if he doesn't join? Then let's get over him and do it ourselves. If we don't agree, we can't use others. Understood. In the following period of time, the two met many times. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. This guy Kizaru will not really join the Revolutionary Army in the end, he will become an undercover agent now. Close black lens bracket. Rocks couldn't bear it anymore. That guy, Karen's, is infectious. In addition, there is this relationship from childhood to adulthood. So far, convincing Kizaru is no problem. Together with the barrage, even Sengoku Garp looked at Kizaru warily. There is even a faint tendency to surround it, an Admiral undercover. That's a big problem. Don't be so nervous. Number 2 Kizaru was very helpless. Looking at what happened before, let alone them, I doubt that I joined the Revolutionary Army in the end. Sengoku Admiral, Teacher Zephyr, Paluzolino Rear Admiral went to be lazy again, and he went out too frequently in the past few days, and this time he came back after being drunk. Could it be that something happened to him? A Marine supported the drunk Paluzolino, who was unconscious, and watched the two talking in front of him report. Paluzolino has been cheating for a couple of days. What can happen? Zephyr said angrily. It's outrageous. I was so drunk during the day. Sengoku Admiral also looked disgusted. His recent behavior seems to be the same as before. We still have something to talk about. Let's take him back to rest. Sengoku waved his hands disapprovingly. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Sengoku, good guy, this is a top-notch seedling. Something unusual happened suddenly. Why don't you investigate? Your wall Kakuzu is going to be poached. Has Sengoku ever been so careless before? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Zephyr number 2. Back then, you Rock's remnants made such a fuss. Close black lens bracket. Meanwhile, video 1 goes hand in hand. The progress has also reached 2 years later, when Paluzolino will go out frequently. It's just that this happened to Paluzolino just now. Brother Ren, high up in Marine Base, watched his back. Brother, Paluzolino has been going out a lot lately. There's something wrong, but everyone has their secrets. I know, then we don't care. No, I like to know other people's secrets the most. Let the members of the Chamber of Commerce check it out. Anyway, Paluzolino is also our classmate. If there is any difficulty, help -18 if you can. Clear, and Sengoku Zephyr in the same video number 1 reacted. They are no different from the two in the second video. Number 1 rocks. The same man behind Kizaru. Why is there such a big difference? 4 people can't compare to 1 Ren? Begging to subscribe. The original plot must fit the timeline that has already happened, and there must be no conflicts. You must also consider what the various characters have said, and there must be no contradictions. It is very troublesome to write. Please support and subscribe more. 59. Ambiguous justice. Flashman can look directly at the sun. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 2 Kaido. If Kizaru betrays at this time, each of those 4 old guys is responsible. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Golden Lion. Is there really enough carelessness, such an important talent, not paying attention to the mental state at all? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. It is a good thing to be cautious, but don't become a turtle when something happens. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Golden Lion. Who are you mapping? You are awesome. Come over to our world to survive and see. Do you know how bad the living environment of our pirates is in this sea? Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Zephyr, Sengoku, at this level, don't be a teacher, misleading your disciples. Close black lens bracket. Marco number 2. That's right, in this regard, I'm right, you guys are doing well. Close black lens bracket. When Ace failed to challenge Whitebeard, he was taken to the boat and doubted his life. But the old man hinted to him that Marco went to enlighten him. I'm just worried about Ace's mental health. I'm afraid he will be overwhelmed. Number 1 Garp. If I were here, it would definitely not be like this. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. Come, that man who loves to show off is here again. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the barrage, they're talking about the 4 of them. The Sengoku Zephyrs of both worlds are silent. Where is the comparison between the two Kizaru? It's the gap between their teachers. Sengoku was then Admiral. It is also often necessary to go to the headquarters training camp to give them officer lessons. He is responsible for courses in politics, games, and military strategy. It stands to reason that the mental health problems of students should not be ignored. But back then Roger, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, these bastards were making too much noise. Keep him busy, but these are just excuses. It's also a good thing that Kizaru didn't betray at that time. Otherwise, they are really to blame. This action of Ren was like a slap in the face, slapping them in the face. And now they have to thank Ren for playing well. Leaving aside the results, the meaning is very different when someone cares and no one cares. Paluzolino was at a turning point in his fate. If you are not careful, you will become a revolutionary army. That Karen's is an amazing thought worker. Moreover, he is sincere, has a bottom line, and has experienced the darkness of multiple social classes. Even if it's just the people watching the video, at this moment, many people are also under his words. Falling into deep contemplation, what is justice? Every class is full of darkness and decay. Where does justice come from? Is the truth of the world so cruel? Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Ahem, continue to watch the video, continue to watch. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku bit the bullet and reminded. Say good contrast Kizaru. I didn't expect this wave of invisible comparison. Let them be a little embarrassing. Video 2 is advancing. A drunk Paluzolino woke up the next day, didn't see Karen's right away. Instead, he sat on the bed and stared blankly for a long time. After that, Paluzolino asked for leave and said goodbye to Karen's temporarily. His eyes were blank and full of laziness. He set foot on the road home. I have been out at sea for many years, and I have never been back. No matter what, I wish that we will always be able to walk on the bright road and see the light of the sun forever. Haha. No, it doesn't seem right to say this to you, a shining person. You can see yourself. Karen's farewell to Paluzolino. At this time Paluzolino leaves. One is really homesick, and the other is a tactful refusal to Karen's invitation. Goodbye. Paluzolino waved his hand. Take a warship to North Blue and leave here. Paluzolino's return is imminent, relying on the superior performance of warships and the convenience provided by local officials. He returned to his hometown in less than half a month. But when I got to my hometown, Paluzolino looked at the scene in front of him with a face of disbelief. The flames lit up half the sky. World government warships surround the island. What happened? Relying on Marine's identity, he let the warship lean over and asked if there are pirates who dare to act wild in his hometown. He will never be polite. Seeing Paluzolino's military rank, the world government personnel's face eased a lot. But he was not too polite. There is a criminal organization hiding here, and it is being cleared now. Please, Marine, please don't interfere with our operations without authorization. I don't see the enemy now. What are you bombarding? It's none of your business. Mind your own business. Paluzolino's expression changed upon hearing this. He thought of something rumored in Marine. Once the world government decides to take action against the enemy, usually covers bombing the entire area, get rid of any troubles once and for all. And his home is within the bombing range at this moment. No more thinking about it, he soared into the sky, turned into a cloud of light particles and shot towards the island. Bang! Laser light explodes on the shore. Paluzolino hurried to the direction of home. As far as the cannon fire logia is concerned, it is useless. But a round of shells fell to the ground, but it's more on his mind. Advertisement. These people are also criminals. Paluzolino's light mirror refracted. Watching the fleeing, terrified, screaming civilians along the way. Once again, I am confused about the so-called justice. He had heard similar things many times before, but he has never been so flustered. Because this time, it happened in his hometown. Come to your house soon. Before the house collapsed, Paluzolino shouted a few words. No response was heard, and no mother was seen. Should be in the shelter, in this day and age. Every place has its own shelter, because you don't know when the pirates will come to loot. Common people have their own way of survival. I also escaped a few times when I was a child. Paluzolino quickly arrived at the refuge point. When he appeared in front of the mine where he took refuge in the back mountain wearing the Marine uniform. The survivors in the mine stared at him in horror. Marine, it's Marine, quick, get the weapon. Damn Marine. The villagers stared at Paluzolino in horror and anger. Paluzolino stopped in his tracks, suddenly stunned, the people on their island. When did you get so scared of Marine? Wait, I have no ill intentions towards you. Paluzolino raised his hands, signaling that he was harmless. Not even going to do anything. Stop lying. Where did you take my father? A child asked with an angry face. My dad obviously didn't do anything, my dad too. What kind of revolutionary army? We don't know, we only know that the group of people gave us food. My brother is almost starving to death. How do we know what kind of criminals they are attacking government agencies? A woman cried. Trying to explain the situation in front of Paluzolino. Express that they are not criminals. Karens. Are they? Paluzolino thought of what Karens had said. He reminded himself of coming home. Is it because in my hometown, there are already people who are so hungry that they can't even eat enough? Why? Even though I was poor before, but there are mountains and seas, the basic life is still passable. And he has been at sea for many years and rarely returns home. This is not his personal problem, more like a trend of the times. Many young people may leave their hometown as soon as possible. You may not be able to go back in this lifetime, like he can come back in half a month. It is because I am a flash person and the convenience given by local officials. Most people want to come back from the Grand Line, the journey is long and dangerous. Is it you, Paluzolino? Suddenly a weak voice sounded from the crowd. Mother. Paluzolino came back to his senses. Hastily stepped forward, the villagers were frightened and quickly vacated a road. After all, they are still afraid of this suit, and at this time, someone finally remembered this Yuzu who had been away from home for many years. When the crowd parted, Paluzolino's expression froze. He saw a mother who had aged a lot, lying in a corner. His face was pale, extremely thin, and there was a bloodline on his abdomen. No, we didn't do it. It was the fragments of the flying shell that hit her. Doctor. Where is the doctor? Not here, only in the next town. Is this a dream? But, it doesn't matter if it's a dream, Paluzolino's mother murmured. Paluzolino picked up his mother and rushed towards the next town. Come to a place like a hospital, but I found that my mother was already smiling and passed away in her arms. Shell fragments were not the culprit. Rather, it has been caused by a malnourished body and various diseases under this wound for a long time. Even without this wound, this is so light that only a handful of bones are left in the body. How long can I live again? He held his mother's body. Stand at the gate of the hospital. He stood there for a long time in a daze. The sound of artillery fire still roared in the distance. The rain poured down, drenching Paluzolino. On his body, all the overflowing light particles dimmed. The glasses he was wearing fell to the ground because of the sudden breaking just now. He bent down to pick it up, without any wipes, and put it on. The lens will be fogged up quickly. He hugged his mother and walked towards home in a daze. After burying his mother, he called Teacher Zepha at the Marine headquarters. Hoped to learn more about why this is happening. After finally learning about it, he was unable to take any action. Because there were indeed criminal gangs operating on the island at the time. In other words, the actions of world government warships are legal. These villagers are just innocent people who have been harmed. An organization called the Revolutionary Army has a base here. Has been silently helping the local residents, because in the past few years, the kingdom here has changed to king, taxes are heavy again. Advertisement. I thought that I would not stay at home, my mother was alone, plus a little savings from before. 0 for flowers, life can be easier, but unexpectedly it is more difficult. The reason why it was discovered here was that the training headquarters where I was located and another government agency were infiltrated by people from this organization a few days ago. Something very important was stolen. It has attracted the attention of Marine and the government above. Increased search power, lead to being found here. If I reported it at that time, compared to hating others, he also has self-blame in his heart. From another perspective, the death of these people have an indirect relationship with him, but did these revolutionary armies do something wrong? Not really, help the dying, it was an act of kindness. So, what is right and what is wrong, and he himself is responsible. I have been wandering abroad for a long time, and I have never cared much about the situation in my hometown. But this matter concerns the king's heavenly gold. What if he knew, not to mention that he is just a small middle-level general now. Even the Marine Admiral, even the Marshal, what can be changed? Justice. Paluzolino muttered to himself, a sense of powerlessness welling up in his heart. He set off back to Marine headquarters, but on an island near the Marine base. I saw a war break out, as the nearest Marine warship. He also received a backup order. He leapt over many enemy troops. Towards where there might be enemies, several laser beams were fired in succession. Because the people above said that there are extremely vicious gangsters in that area. And when he came out of his hometown, there was a faint hostility in his heart. It's just that at that time, he didn't know who to release this hostility to. World government, Marine, Revolutionary Army, or yourself. And now since it is an order from the superior, he didn't think much about it, he didn't want to think much about it. The beam hit the past. A terrible explosion sounded. He then quickly leapt to where he attacked, when the enemy is found. But he was stunned. The enemy was an old acquaintance, and someone he didn't know at the time. That is, the later Revolutionary Army dragon. And Karen's heart is overflowing with blood at the moment. There are traces of high-temperature burns on the outside of the wound. It was his beam. Thump thump thump. Paluzolino lost his mind all of a sudden, subconsciously took several steps back in fear. How come? No, I should have thought of this possibility earlier. It is not far from the Marine base where I trained. They sure did something, after being spotted, definitely not that easy to escape. Why didn't I think that the enemy might be Karen's? Seeing Paluzolino's expression, Karen's understood it all at once. He did not do it on purpose. Give us one last bit of time, Karen said looking at the dragon. Sorry, if I wasn't entangled just now, long street. It's okay, I felt quite tired at first, but I will work hard for you in the future. I will change this world. After the dragon finished speaking, it turned into a blue gust of wind. Swept towards the reinforcements behind Paluzolino. Create a space for the two of them to be alone. Karen's, sorry, I'm not. Needless to say, I knew what you were thinking when you wrinkled your face or raised the corners of your mouth since childhood. In fact, it's pretty good. I can have a good rest. I've been in danger all the time. On the dangerous road, death was already expected, in this world, cough cough. I don't have any nostalgia, just want to see if I can do something, change something, let even. Many people don't have to walk the way I have walked. Besides, today's weather is refreshing, the sunset is with us, and the scenery is beautiful. It can be regarded as a comfortable death. Don't say these things anymore, maybe there will be help, Paluzolino said at the end, but his voice was as thin as a mosquito. He is not a stupefied young man who doesn't understand anything. The light beam pierced through the heart. It is amazing that I can still talk now, and take my last breath early. The commons are long dead. Don't be so sad, and don't blame yourself. After all, you are a Marine and I'm a criminal. You didn't do anything wrong. Come watch the sunset with me. Today's sunset is beautiful. Paluzolino came up to him. It is said that in ancient times, there was a warrior named Sun God who could liberate all darkness and bring peace to the world. Do you think there really is such a person? I don't know. The sun has always been hailed as the incarnation of light. I have always been curious. If someone who shines can look directly at the sun, can he see clearly what's on it? Hearing this, Paluzolino looked up at the setting sun. Seems like I can't see anything. Looks like. You always like to say these ambiguous, easy to advance and retreat words. Next time, change your pair of glasses. This pair has been used for a long time. Change to a new one, maybe you can see the difference. After all, sometimes the old doesn't go, so how can the new come in? 60. A Different Destiny, Ren, Akainu, Kizaru Dance with Dragons. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement, okay. Paluzolino looked at the setting sun. Accompanied by his own murmur like light smoke, in the end Karen's fell into eternal sleep. He closed his eyes and left peacefully. He has seen too much darkness, and his heart is already full of holes. His wife and children are also dead, so he doesn't have much attachment to this world. As one of the founders of the Revolutionary Army, if the opportunity permits, he certainly wants to change the world. But if death is destined to come, he can also accept all this calmly. In the end, he died in the arms of his childhood friend. For him, it is also a kind of good death. Watching the number 2 video, it seems to be frozen in this moment. People from the two worlds sighed endlessly, mothers, friends, all fell on the so-called path of justice. One is justice on the face of the world government. One is the justice that friends are seeking. Friends even died by their own hands. From a previous Karen's mention of a sensitive topic, Kizaru didn't turn around immediately. They knew that the relationship between the two was extremely deep. The incident caused various knock-on effects, if it is placed on a psychologically vulnerable person. Mental breakdowns are entirely possible. Excessive people may have a strong desire to destroy. Treat pirates and marines as enemies, but Kizaru didn't, he seemed to be dead. This video has had a huge response. Number 2 rocks. It's a pity, if this guy named Karen's is still alive. His future achievements must be amazing. Our rocks pirates need such talents. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. It should be said that they will become a very troublesome enemy of the world government. They are spreading a kind of thought that is very harmful to the world government. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. It's like saying he's a bad guy. It's hard to say that the tragedy that occurred under the permission of the world government is not a reality. If anyone can ban the world government in the future, I think it must be the Revolutionary Army. Close black lens bracket. The strength of the 4 emperors is certainly strong. But the identity of pirates dooms them to be difficult to really unite. Even if it's another spoonful of pirates, it was also forced to join forces by the Marine headquarters publicly wanting to execute several big pirates. Even in a real battle, they will still fight on their own. It cannot be coordinated and deployed like a regular army. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Aokiji. Is this your past? Kizaru. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. Justice. A thing that seems to be close at hand, but does not seem to exist. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Golden Lion. After so many changes, he still chooses to continue to be a marine. If it were me, even if the world government was accidentally injured, so what? Anyone who kills my relatives should be destroyed. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. It's really not too much. A relative died at the hands of a government official, and being able to be a marine is already a very persistent person in his heart. Such a person is just fishing for fish and letting go, and has not become a marine in the government. Enemy, they should feel lucky, after all what Kizaru went through. Fall on them, they can't see things rationally like Kizaru. Before they felt that Kizaru was letting water in that kind of war. His behavior is too extreme. It is not an exaggeration to say that he has betrayed Marine. But looking at it now, is that too much? Not too much at all. Rather, Kizaru can help a little, already very good. Everything is not afraid that you do not know, I am afraid that you know. After knowing something, some seemingly excessive and absurd things can gradually be understood. Number 2 Zon Taowen. No wonder the old man always asked for so much information when he was on a mission before. They're all wanted criminals. Why do you want to know their past? It must be because he is afraid of killing good people by mistake. Number 1 Sengoku. It should be, deep down in his heart, he is afraid that he will not be able to tell right from wrong again, or even people, and will do something that should not be done. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Kizaru. This is me in another world, the life I have experienced. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Kizaru froze in place, then subconsciously looked at Ren and Sakazuki. If I hadn't met Big Brother Ren, how could my own life turn so bad? Even through the screen, he can feel how heartbroken his other self is at the moment. That kind of confusion made him lose interest in most things. Including the so-called justice, because sometimes you do something, but you don't know if it's right or not. If you don't see your own encounters in another world. He still believes in Brother Ren though, but maybe it's just getting used to it. I never thought this kindness would be so great, this affects my whole life. No less than the grace of regeneration, it's good to have a big brother. At this moment, Kizaru thought no matter what. I think it will be more pleasant to call you Big Brother again. 2 years older than yourself is 2 years older. What could be the problem? Advertisement. The big deal is to let the big brother make himself a few years younger. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. At the beginning, such incidents were too frequent in the sea. Compared with Roger Whitebeard and their collision, it was not an important matter. I didn't expect Kizaru to lose so much. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Marine B. Damn me. I shouldn't have accused Kizaru Admiral of not being a qualified Marine. Number 2 Marine C. Woohoo. Me too. Kizaru Admiral has experienced these things, can continue to stay in Marine, which is already the greatest recognition of Marine. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Doberman Vice Admiral. Yes, what qualifications do we have to ask Kizaru Admiral to do better? We don't deserve it. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Silver Axe. After all, your world government is too dark, you will raise a place to the ground at every turn. You are more like pirates than us pirates. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Saturn. The people below are too unreliable. Starting today, the world government will step up rectification efforts to ensure the safety of the people. Close black lens bracket. With one word from Saturn, the responsibilities of the upper class are completely removed. If it weren't for being broadcast this time, when people all over the world watch. Just some people discussing their practices, he didn't even bother to explain. Under their orders, some civilians were killed by mistake. These are all commonplace things. Kizaru. Number 2 Akainu's previous anger towards Kizaru also dissipated. I even feel that I shouldn't say those excessive things to him. As many pirates have said, Kizaru can now maintain marine status, instead of becoming an enemy of the world government. It has been priceless. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. If another Kizaru encounters this kind of thing, can it be solved? Justice. It's something that many people pursue but can't get. It's incomprehensible. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Rocks. I don't know how the Rennes brothers will solve this pair of monsters. The best way is to cut off contact with the Revolutionary Army from the very beginning, but in that way, the incident of his hometown is still unavoidable. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Redhead. Indeed, judging from the actions of Karens and Long at the time, they urgently need something that can be promoted, popularized, and overall enhance the strength of an organization. Such things are often only available to the world government, and Marine has it. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Beckman. Judging from the first comparison video, although Rennes is also very good at negotiation and communication skills, there has never been a correct answer to the topic of justice. 1. Garp of 2 worlds. Just watch quietly now, because no matter which world Garp, his sons are both leaders of the Revolutionary Army. I don't know what to say. Paluzolino in the number 2 video is still in place, watching the sunset that Karens died watching. At this time, a breeze appeared beside him without a sound. He has always wanted to invite you in. If one day you figure it out, just leave the Marine. If I hear the news, I will come to pick you up. I want to take his body away, Long said softly and slowly. Paluzolino did not answer. He just picked up the corpse silently, put it in the hands of the dragon. The dragon turned into a breeze and disappeared here again. Kizaru in the second video went through these events and returned to Marine base. After a downturn for a while, I slowly recovered. But then there were more and more days of fishing. Always looking lazy. Video number 1 is gradually following up. During Kizaru's 8th trip to Marine base, Sakazuki holds the message from the Chamber of Commerce. Came to Rennes. Brother, I found out that Paluzolino's abnormal behavior seems to be related to a new organization called the Revolutionary Army. Revolutionary Army and Paluzolino. At this moment, the expression on Rennes' face was rather strange. Number 1 Rocks. Why does this brat have such an expression? Could it be that at that time he saw that this organization would become a sensation in the world in the future? Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. It shouldn't be. Judging from the financial strength and status of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce at that time, the Revolutionary Army was at most a small organization at that time. Close black lens bracket. Go and see. Ren in the video said flatly. At that time, what he thought was that there might be a chance to touch the trail of the Revolutionary Army dragon through this line. A bit late, but nothing to lose by giving it a try. It's just that Ren never expected that he would directly meet Long, the leader of the Revolutionary Army. It's really troublesome, but if it's just that, it seems to be okay. It depends on the 5 elders' receptivity, thought Ren outside the video. Paluzolino and his friends are still drinking at the entrance of the tavern, while eating the appetizers provided by the tavern. On the roof not far away, Long watched calmly. He was observing, evaluating whether Paluzolino was qualified and whether he might become their comrade. Even if Karens thinks he's qualified, but you have to keep an eye out for yourself. After all, their organization is not big. What if they recruit a powerful guy with different intentions? They could be devastated, and although he was standing, he was breathless. It seems to blend in with the surroundings, obviously standing. But the pedestrians passing by, Paluzolino next to him, seemed to be unable to see his existence. 0. Suddenly, the face of the dragon under the cloak changed slightly. He comes with the super powerful observation hockey. Perceived that at the end of the street, 2 eyes fell on him. Long didn't hesitate. A faint breeze surged, and suddenly the situation changed suddenly. Dark clouds swept over the sky, thunder and lightning, and heavy rain poured down. Advertisement he also quickly faded into the storm. Pedestrians on the road complained about the sudden change of ghost weather. He quickly found a place to shelter from the rain. It was the door where Paluzolino and the others were. There are also eaves to cover them, so the rain can't get them. After the dragon opened a distance, disturbed by storm, climate and magnetic field, the observation hockey scouting that bypassed the strong. He appeared in a corner with a serious expression on his face. There are actually 2 people who can detect my existence at once. Could it be that the world government sent 2 strong men to strangle the Revolutionary Army in its infancy? Or, just passing by chance? Long was very cautious. As soon as you realize that you are being watched, I don't even have the curiosity to see who this person is. But to be on the safe side, leave first and hide for seconds. Because I spent a period of time at Marine headquarters with my father Garp. Many people know themselves. Once recognized, the trouble will be big. On the contrary, Karens is a wanted criminal on the surface, and the bounty is not high. No one knew that he was one of the founders of the Revolutionary Army. Even if the other party is really Marine, catch him, as long as he doesn't get caught. Can save him, even if the identity belonging to the Revolutionary Army has not been exposed. There will not be many people guarding the places where they may be held. A very powerful person, and his attire is indeed what a Revolutionary Army should be. With such a fast speed and a sudden storm, could it be that that person just now is the leader of the Revolutionary Army? Dragon number 1. Ren-san, your intuition and intelligence are too scary. I remember that I was very cautious in everything I did at that time. Ren and Sakazuki came down the street. The strength of the 2 of them is terrifying. 8 years ago, they had already decimated the rocks in the Valley of the Gods. Brother, what's the matter? Is there anything special about that person just now? Seeing such an intriguing expression on the elder brother's face, Sakazuki couldn't help asking. He's with that guy, but the guy with Paluzolino is a stranger, Ren muttered to himself. Did Brother Ren pay attention to this organization before? Forget it. Let's ignore this, restrain your breath, and go over and listen to what they're talking about. Good. Although the two were approaching, their breaths were restrained very well. The two people who were drinking basically didn't notice it. At this time, Karens happened to ask Paluzolino that question. What is just as the passages of experience were slowly told, and analyzed section by section. When Ren and Sakazuki walked to the side, also 5.2 slightly stunned. Everything this man said was full of sincerity and unique appeal. His level of thinking has surpassed most people in this world. Although in Ren's view it's a bit one-sided, but in this era where even basic education is not universal. It's already pretty amazing, and the reason why the Revolutionary Army is more dangerous than the General Four Emperors. It is precisely because this kind of thinking can affect most people at the bottom. In other words, it can resonate with many people who suffer. Paluzolino listened. It also gradually questioned Marine and the justice of everything. Then Karens as in World 2, invitation to Paluzolino. See, Paluzolino did not respond immediately, eyes are still thinking. He wasn't in a hurry either, he just raised his glass and changed the subject. I won't talk about him today, let's have a drink. Papa. At this moment Ren walked over clapping. This friend has a thorough analysis of the nature of the world, I admire. Ren said with sincere admiration. Brother Ren-san. Why are you here? Paluzolino hurriedly got up. Brother? Karens looked at the visitor curiously. Although he is not very powerful, but he could feel that the two in front of him were extraordinary. And he never heard Paluzolino say he had a big brother. Looks smaller than Paluzolino. This friend's psychological quality is really good. As a Revolutionary Army and pirate bounty offender, when he saw us wearing Marine uniforms, he was still able to keep his face calm, Ren said. Both Karens and Paluzolino's expressions changed. The dragon who became more and more cautious in the dark also changed his face. Karen's identity as a Revolutionary Army, how did he know? 61. It's numb. The identity of the father of the Revolutionary Army is exposed. Please subscribe for full order. Advertisement. This identity is in the Revolutionary Army, and now only a very few people know it. Why did this man see through Karen's identity at first sight? Brother Ren, listen to my explanation, Paluzolino said hastily. He was worried that Ren would shoot directly without saying anything. Or call for reinforcements, then it will be difficult to end. Even in the worst case, he would be treated as a party member. That's not what Paluzolino wants to see. For Paluzolino, Ren is now also a very important friend. And right now, his actions were misunderstood as a traitor. Don't be nervous, I really want to catch you, it's not the two of us who appear here now. Ren patted Paluzolino's shoulder and said calmly. Open black lens bracket number 1 rocks. 5 elders, have you seen that this guy clearly discovered the Revolutionary Army ahead of time, but he didn't report it to Marine? He has ulterior motives, close black lens bracket. Number 2 Akainu. HMPH. The situation was uncertain at that time, and the dragon was so powerful, could it be caught if it was threatened in advance? Besides, I didn't know the situation of Paluzolino at that time, so if he was taken as a hostage, the army is pressing over. Who is the danger? The 5 elders number 1 just watched quietly, frowning slightly. Ren actually had contact with the Revolutionary Army so early. And I don't hate it, I hate the Revolutionary Army. This situation is not what they want to see, but now the video is still playing. You'll have to wait until you've finished watching to make a decision. Currently the Revolutionary Army is not following the pirates. But it must be lurking in the dark, they could be stabbed at any time. So the 5 elders sit in the Holy Land to guard against the sudden attack of the Revolutionary Army. And there is a high probability that they will attack. After all, once the era of pirates is over, the world government will definitely point the finger at the Revolutionary Army. The Revolutionary Army wants to take this opportunity to turn things around. There is only one left. C5 elders did not come out to speak. The number 1 rocks can't help but feel bored, such an obvious disloyalty to the official attitude. The 5 elders didn't jump out and warn Ren right away. It seems that the Ren brothers have more influence in the world government than I thought. Damn it, even if he was resurrected like this, the situation would be very bad for him who is alone. I've always been interested in the Revolutionary Army. Long, why don't you come out and meet? Don't worry, there is no ambush. After looking around, Ren said with a light smile. But nothing happens. Long felt that Ren was making it his own. In the storm I set off. So stealthy that even Garp can't find himself if he's not in close range, can he? It's very impolite to not respond when someone invites you. After Ren finished speaking, he turned his hips and punched to the left. In an instant, a powerful punch blasted out through the air. The rain is blowing under strong pressure. In an instant, it froze and stayed in the air. It's like time and space stop. Then all the raindrops were blown away by the passing fist. Yu Jin rushed to a corner 100 meters away with lightning speed. In the next second, this punch should directly penetrate the entire building. But before touching the building, a figure was forced out. Peng made a loud bang. The dragon was forced out of the empty place. This punch is powerful, and its power is amazing. He subconsciously looked at his palm. At this moment, the palm of the hand is already bright red. There is a trace of heat rising. I can't prevent it, Long said with no expression on his face. There was a storm in my heart. This year, 1492, Dragon is 25 years old, the same age as Sakazuki. He has the blood of the Monkey D family. Its strength has reached the top of the world. Even if Garp throws his fist at him, if the power is not long, he can easily catch it so that Haki will not break the defense. Advertisement, but now he can't handle the young man's punch in the air. How powerful this guy is a bit outrageous. See yourself forced out of storm invisibility. I looked around again and there was no ambush. At this time, Long walked over generously. Ren looked at him. The current dragon has a look of bitterness and hatred on his face. It must be that something bad has happened in the past few years. Full of vigor, but not the calm and unbreakable leadership temperament of the future. There is no tattoo similar to a shoehorn on the left face. A little immature, but the aura revealed now is very strong. If it bothers you, we can leave now. Long is very jealous of this handsome and shameless young man. Especially when there are two such powerhouses, plus a Paluzolino who is still vacillating. Once there is a conflict, the situation is not good for them. Exposed, Long still plans to leave first. He winks at Karen's. Karen stood up slowly. In terms of fighting, he has always listened to the dragon. Because the dragon is very powerful, far stronger than itself. Ren smiled lightly, sat down, poured himself a glass of wine, and tasted it. The wine is good, not shabby at all. It's very sincere. You are here to join Rab Ursulino? After Ren thought about it, this is probably the only possibility. Neither Long nor Karen's answered the question. Instead, stand together and prepare to leave. If you want to change the world, it's not enough to be cautious, you have to have enough courage. If even I am afraid, how will I have the courage to face the world government in the future? Ren picked up some side dishes. Tasted generously. Long originally planned to ignore what this guy said. The most important thing is to leave here. If you want to talk to Paluzolino, you can talk about it later. But this sentence pierced the dragon's heart all of a sudden. World government is the existence that he will fight with all his life. Said he didn't have the courage to face the world government? Although he knew it was a radical method, the dragon stopped in his footsteps. Paluzolino tried to say something, but Sakazuki stared back. Brother has his own measure. Paluzolino, who was already a little guilty, was silent for a while. It sounds like you know us well? Long asked lightly. Here is all the information about your organization. At present, you are more like a charitable organization composed of poor and low-level people. Ren directly took out a small stack of documents and threw it on the table superior. Long unconsciously glanced up. His eyes are slightly fixed. There are records about his birth and relationship with Garp. At present, only Karen's in the Revolutionary Army knows this. Even within the Marine, in order not to let the Marine below have too many ideas. It is also impossible for the above people to disclose their relationship with the Marine hero Garp. That should be a top-secret document. How did he know? We're not a charity. Karen's frowned slightly. They're determined to overthrow the existence of the world government, not a charity. Whether you want to admit it or not, this is a fact. Helping the homeless and solving the food crisis in some war-torn areas are indeed good things, but they have little effect on the overall world situation. This kind of people from the bottom, the sense of self-satisfaction gained from me can't change anything. Once the strong ships and guns of the world government arrive, everything will be wiped out. After Ren read the information, he realized that the Revolutionary Army is still very weak. It's just like the existence of pirates. It is still far from a large organization that can compete with the world government in the future. But consider this time period. Ren was also relieved, after all, the dragon at this time. It is estimated that he has just had the idea of changing the world. If you can't even change the present, how can you change the world? Long asked. He really has a lot of things that he hasn't figured out yet how to develop and how to do it. Civilians are also a force. It doesn't mean that you can't help them, but while helping them, you should also allow them to provide corresponding value, such as becoming combat power and producing labor force, rather than your unilateral charity, mercy. You have how much money can be squandered. Even if you keep raiding the branches of the world government, you can get money, food, etc. How many times can you succeed? I think finances have always been your biggest problem. See Ren pinpointing their problems. Long and Karen's fell silent for a moment. That's really the big problem they're facing right now. For a long time, they couldn't solve this problem. It's easy to say, but they are refugees and have no fixed place to live. How can we expect them to make any contribution? Long shook his head. Advertisement, they also know the problem, but there is no way to go. It's very simple, just let them come and work for me. Work for you? Long Yi was taken aback. Let them be Marines? You don't know how many people here are ruined by the so-called Marines. Karen thinks this person is too idealistic, too naive. I'm not a Marine. Let me introduce you solemnly. I, Ren, the boss of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. Ren poured everyone a glass of wine. While talking, he motioned for everyone to sit down. Dragon and Karen's were surprised by what Ren said. You are the boss of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. The world's #1 Chamber of Commerce. Yes, Ren nodded calmly. Even the future leader of the Revolutionary Army. At this stage, we still have to bow down to money. But I remember that the president of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce is not a person named Umid and Elisa. Karen still has some understanding of the world's #1 Chamber of Commerce. Arisa is my older sister, Sakazuki said lightly. Eyes resting on the dragon, there is a fighting spirit in his eyes. What is so special about this person whom Big Brother attaches so much importance to? What he said is true, Pelusalino added when he saw that the two were still somewhat unconvinced. Karen C and the dragon didn't have much doubt. If Karen's didn't believe in Pelusalino, he wouldn't have come to him either. Even if what you said is true, why did you help us? There is nothing in this world, Karen's asked. One is that the expansion of the Iron's Chamber of Commerce does require a lot of workers. They are now displaced. Even if they are hired at a lower than market price, they will be very happy. That way I save money too. That's number 2. The third reason is that your ability to operate the organization is really bad. Why don't you just join the Iron's Chamber of Commerce? Ren half joked, and Ben said seriously. Since you know our organization, you should know what we do, right? Long Chensheng asked. Of course, you're going to bring down the world government. You know and dare to find us, don't you too? You can't talk nonsense. I just value your abilities. As for the future, only the future will know. Sorry, we are not interested in joining you. Long felt that the man in front of him was too dangerous. I can't see through it at all, and of course I don't want to have too much contact with it. It really doesn't work, it's a pity, you are all very excellent talents, but even so, the deal just now still counts. Can I ask, how do you manage such a huge chamber of commerce? He hesitated for a while. Long asked for advice. The Revolutionary Army was established not long ago. Whether it is funds, talents, or refugees and so on. Various situations often keep him busy, even many things that were originally not big need them to deal with them personally. As for the Iron's Chamber of Commerce, he had heard about their history. In a short period of time, with the latest business models, sweeping countless chambers of commerce all over the world, it is a legend in the business world. What you want to ask is how to run the Revolutionary Army. Ren smiled slightly. Yes. Long Jian generously promised, that's what he meant. Why do you think I understand this? By analogy, someone who can run a business empire must have something special. Even if you don't understand, there is no loss if you ask, Long said truthfully. Very good learning attitude. Since it is a new organization, the first thing to consider is to establish a core value and promote it. The core value is the ideal of what you want to change the world into. Can you understand that? Yeah. Long nodded. With the core values, it is in the propaganda to mobilize the power that the world government does not look at now, civilians and victims of persecution. Sometimes the power of the masses is far beyond our imagination. They may not have much excellent wisdom, but they are the largest group of people in the entire social structure. Quantitative changes lead to qualitative changes. May I ask which strong man did not rise from the common people? How to make them play a role? This is not difficult. Watch Ren talk in the video. Long and Karen's nodded frequently, their eyes became brighter and brighter. People from both worlds are stunned at the moment. Kaido number 2. I'm so G crazy. Is this world too crazy, or am I already crazy? Marine is telling the Revolutionary Army how to run an anti-world government organization well. Open black lens bracket number 1 rocks. This is too much nonsense, but it happened for real. Ren, how dare you say you have no resentment, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. This guy can be called the father of the Revolutionary Army. Many of the missions and organizational structures promoted by the Revolutionary Army now come from Ren. It's unbelievable. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. What a ridiculous scene. Close black lens bracket, number 2 Garp. This Ren really dares to say anything. Open black lens bracket redhead number 1. Do you not give the world government any face at all? Many languages really regard the world government as a false enemy. Close black lens bracket. Venus number 1. Ren, we need an explanation. People in the two worlds were shocked by this scene at the moment. Ren-san, do you think there is justice in this world? After asking for advice, Karen slowly took on his honorific title, and at the same time asked the deepest question in his heart. Of course there is. 62. Kizaru reversed. I'm going to create a world with Ren. Please subscribe, please subscribe. Advertisement, of course there is. The 3 words are like a blockbuster, causing ripples in everyone's hearts. This is a question that even the elders of the older generation who have experienced many things are difficult to answer, or even unable to answer. The moment was taken by the then young Ren. Say it so naturally. Long and Karen C. Chi-Chi showed surprise. Karen Spoon wouldn't have asked that question. But after some communication just now, they found that Ren not only has very unique insights on managing an organization. The knowledge is even more profound. They raised several huge problems facing them in succession. In a few words, he found a solution. Perfect, it's just perfect. This man is the perfect solver of their countless doubts. The two looked at Ren's eyes, wary from the very beginning. Gradually trust and admiration, so that at this moment, it is full of admiration. Even the future leader of the Revolutionary Army looked at Ren in disbelief. At this moment, he felt that Ren was more suitable to be the leader of the Revolutionary Army than him. His proposal, covering core beliefs broadly, is so clear. The details can also be implemented on every people. And how to accumulate your own strength. Now they even have an answer to the question they've been looking for. Number 1 and number 2 rocks. Anti-thief. Proper anti-thief. This guy will definitely be the biggest obstacle for me to conquer the world in the future. It is too dangerous to propose that everyone is equal and the masses are the center. If you really want to do what he said, as I said, whoever will rule the world in the future, if he doesn't suppress this wave of thoughts, there will be endless troubles. Open black lens bracket number 1 Saturn. Ren, what is your relationship with the leader of the Revolutionary Army? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. Lord Five Elders, you can't judge the present with the past experience. The Revolutionary Army at that time was just a small organization. I said that to recruit them and become members of our Marine. How'd I know that in the future, they will become such a big threat? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Venus. From the video, it seems that this is indeed the case, but after this incident, you should go back to the Holy Land to make a more detailed report. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. Okay. No problem. Close black lens bracket since someone wants to seek death in advance. What can Ren say? Give them a ride. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Ren is knowledgeable, far beyond my imagination. If such a person becomes the Marine Marshal, the situation at sea will definitely be under Marine's control. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Garp number 2. Their world seems to have achieved this. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. Ahem, that's not entirely due to Ren, he is a relatively idle chief inspector. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Garp number 1. That's right, I don't even look at Marine 3 Admiral. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Jam, boy. Close black lens bracket, number 1 Garp. Another self-scolding me. Number 2 Garp. You are the one who scolded. Number 2 Kaido. He is a ruthless person. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Gu la la la. That's really interesting. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Dragon. But will justice really have an answer? Close black lens bracket. The person who is most eager to know this answer is the Dragon of World 2. Because there's no Ren here, he doesn't know what Ren said at this moment. How to answer another self and Karen's. Number 1 Dragon. The light of justice shines on the world, it really exists. Watching the barrage of the 2 dragons, the boiling crowd fell silent again. All attention was put back on the video, and no one noticed. World number 2, Kizaru, who always reveals a lazy, salty fish atmosphere. He had already stood up and gradually straightened his back. The eyes are sparkling, that is the eyes of faith. Get a life experience from another world, he knows what justice is to be done. It seems that a person who has lost his way for a long time has finally found his destination. Justice is a ray of light. When we accept the gift of light, we can feel warmth and light, but the few who follow the light will feel dazzling when they look up. When the light is dazzling, the brightness becomes brighter, but there is also the risk of blindness. This is the price that the pioneers have to pay. Under the light, shadows follow. Those who look for the real light must find their correct position in this light. Otherwise, take a step back, you may still be able to see the light, but you are already in the dark. It is very important for everyone to find their own position. Only the light seen in the correct position is the real light, otherwise, it is just self-righteous and distorted justice. Just a few words, but the dragon and Karen's were shocked in place. Especially Karen's, he feels like he's chasing the light though. But the darkness of the past is always with him. Could I accidentally step into the shadows? Maybe, because he actually hates all upper-class people. I feel that they are not human beings, but beasts, puppets controlled by desires. Is the source of the world's troubles? Do you want revenge? Or do you want to bring light to the world? This is a very blurred line. Once you step on the wrong side, justice will change its taste. Now that Ren mentioned this, he was enlightened and suddenly came to his senses. Long is also savoring carefully, the biggest enemy of justice is himself? Advertisement because of desire? Let me be more blunt. Usually in ideal and just country, its basic structure is composed of rulers, guardians, and commons. A righteous and good ruler must have the virtue of wisdom, the guardians must have the virtue of bravery, and the commons must have the virtue of courage. The rules for each to perform their duties, whether the superior is worthy of being called justice, requires the restraint of desires. If desires can be restrained, they will not poison the common people, pay attention to the interests and value desires of the common people, and they will unite and burst out with powerful productivity to promote the whole kingdom moves towards a brighter tomorrow. Conversely, if the common people are always exploited and persecuted, then justice will cease to exist. The justice of the strong and dictatorial will be overthrown by the victim's unbridled desires. The restraint of desires will produce a just order, and a just order is the foundation to ensure that the weak live and work in peace and contentment, and the strong cannot be unscrupulous. Temperance is order. Order is justice. When a country has a foundation of justice, they will be strong and brilliant. After Ren said slowly, he took another sip of his wine calmly. It also mentioned some cores such as equality and freedom. When part of Plato's ideals combined with socialism. Enough to explain what justice is, and it is justice from the individual to the core level of a country. It's just that justice exists, but can it be done completely? It is something that countless people have been pursuing and striving to achieve. But as Ren said, the light is blinding, but there will never be a shortage of light chasers. When Ren interpretation of justice falls. In an instant, an unprecedented spiritual storm set off in the hearts of everyone in the two worlds. They were all stunned in shock. For a long time no one came back to their senses. Among them, the dragon and Karen's in the video, Paluzolino, are the most obvious. Something inside of them is awakened at this moment. Originally through the fog, they couldn't see justice clearly. This time, see more clearly than ever before. Long and Karen are sure. This is the purpose of the Revolutionary Army. They have always been people-oriented. Intuition and knowledge tell them to do the right thing. But what is the correct way? They don't know, but now Rennes articulates justice. It not only includes justice, but also includes all justice orders produced under ideal conditions. That is a wider and more detailed scope of justice. So amazing. The wisdom of the superiors, the restraint of desires, the emergence of order. The people are the main, equality and freedom. The dragon's eyes are burning with fire. He is very sure that what he wants to create is such a world. This person is a confidant. No, he is a mentor. He is a father who can lead the revolutionary army. People in the two worlds, under this explanation of justice as light as the core. They were all in deep thought, especially people like the wise Sengoku. They can see the perfect idea of justice contained in it. And the people are looking at Rennes with adoring eyes at this moment. Because very few people will pay attention to the interests of the bottom people like them. Under this monarchy feudal system dominated by nobles and kings. This kind of thinking, just its existence, it was like a nuclear bomb exploded in everyone's heart. Of course, not everyone agrees. Open black lens bracket number 2 rocks. HMPH, boring justice. In this world, only power can rule everything, and those ants like common people can also be called the core of justice. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. That's right, the law of the jungle is the truth in the world. What kind of restraint do the strong need? What a joke. It's a pity that there are too few responders to their words. Open black lens bracket Garp number 2. What are you pretending to be superior to others? What is the difference between you and celestial dragons? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Sengoku. Garp. Close black lens bracket. This idiot dares to say anything. Luckily most celestial dragons are weak. Can't cast any barrage. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. I didn't expect Rennes to have such grand ideals and thoughts. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. What an amazing thinker. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Although I am just a pirate, if I can really live in a world full of justice and order, it must be very good. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Dragon. An amazing man. If I had met you in this world, I would have invited you to be a comrade of the revolutionary army. Close black lens bracket. And the voice of the dragon fell, after the dragon in video 1 is shocked. Eyes adore Rennes. Put forward the request that number 2 Dragon thought about. Rennes-san, you are the light of the world, please lead our revolutionary army. Don't want. Hey, why? It's too troublesome. You can only join the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. I don't want to manage another organization. This is Rennes sending out the final invitation. He already has Iron's Chamber of Commerce. Advertisement and dragons already have minds of their own. If he can't let go of the revolutionary army, he can't really follow himself. That will be very unstable if you manage it from a distance. Do yourself no favors. Rennes has never been interested in the revolutionary army. It is the strength and talent of the dragon. Why? You can clearly see the world better than anyone else. Why don't you want to change the world with us? Long couldn't understand. Rennes watched him calmly. It seems that Long is still too persistent. It is still a bit late to meet him. What? Rennes sees that Long himself is firm in his thinking, although he also admires himself. But he will use his own way to achieve justice. Impossible to listen to yourself completely. So the plan to recruit dragons failed, but it doesn't matter, it was just a try. Backquote being the savior or something is too great and too troublesome. I just want to enjoy life, and it's best if no one disturbs me, Rennes said half-truthfully. The number 5 elders breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. To be honest, the justice proposed by Rennes really scared them. Even now, it has planted the fire of thought for countless people in the two worlds. But Tinder is Tinder after all. If Rennes says yes, then take the reins now. With Kizaru, Akainu's Rennes, it's too dangerous. It will directly affect the rule of their world government. Fortunately, this guy has no ambitions. Should the previous investigations against him be terminated, so as not to arouse his rebellious heart? Qianxing looked at Jinxing and asked. It seems that we thought too much before, and he has no ambitions, so we just need to meet his requirements, Jupiter suggested. No, the existence of his thinking itself is a threat to us. Not only can we not relax our vigilance, but we must also strengthen our vigilance, and even find a way to replace his. Some competent subordinates can't let this unstable bomb hover around us, Huo said with a gloomy face. That's right, unstable factors, we have to be ready to remove them at any time. Mercury supports Mars' proposal. Let me tell Lord I am, before that, I need to think about it. Number 2 holy place in the world. It's really a bold idea. If there is Rennes in our world, we must kill him before he rises, otherwise it will be a big problem in the future. He is more important than the revolution. The army is a bigger threat, number 2 Jinxing said coldly. Clear. The two worlds are surging, video 1 is still advancing steadily. In the frenzy of thinking, although Dragon and Karens did not join Irons in the end. But the relationship between the two parties has become much better. Long also looked at Rennes with fiery eyes frequently. Obviously thinking all the time, how to draw Rennes into the revolutionary army. And Paluzolino's dead eyes were always bright. This is the justice he has always been confused about, but he has received a clear answer. Justice of the light, he wants to become a lightseeker. Bring justice to Big Brother, world. At this time, Karens also suggested that Paluzolino should go home and have a look while drinking. North Blue? I just asked for leave to go home. By the way, do you have any other purpose for looking for Paluzolino besides inviting him to become a revolutionary army? Ren asked curiously. Road. Well, actually we want the new physical training method in the Marine headquarters. You go to the underground world to find some giants to buy this thing? No one knows about it on the surface, but secretly this thing has been resold how many times? No money, and we don't know who to turn to. A small organization is a small organization. Do you want a loan? If you have a lot of loans, I will help you build another underground relationship. Revolutionary Army. What happened to the Revolutionary Army? The Revolutionary Army is also a guest. If you can't be a subordinate, it's not bad to be a guest. And this is destined to be a big customer in the future. Thank you so much. Open black lens bracket number 1 rocks. This brat really has no principles at all. He doesn't care about the world government at all. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Venus. Please the dead don't provoke the living at will. Open black lens bracket number 1 rocks. Are you so afraid of this brat? Why don't you immediately suspend him for inspection because of this behavior? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Ren. What's the matter? The CPO used to make weapons with the 4 emperors. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Venus. Ahem. Close black lens bracket. Kizaru. What's wrong with you? At this moment, number 2 Akainu suddenly found that Kizaru's shoulder beside him was trembling with excitement. Sakazuki, I'm sorry. Why do you say such things suddenly? Sakazuki suddenly felt bad. I want to create a world with Ren. Kizaru couldn't contain his excitement and looked at Akainu with burning eyes. Akainu feels bad. 63. A child with a brother is like a treasure. We have umbrellas. Please subscribe. Please order all. Advertisement video 1 is playing. At this moment no one noticed the conversation between number 2 Akainu and Kizaru. After bidding farewell to Long and others, as in the second video, Paluzolino, made homesick by Karens, sets off for North Blue. Ren, Sakazuki also asked for leave together, because their home is also in North Blue. Most people ask for leave, of course, the problem will be very big. But the 3 monsters asked for leave, not only no problem. Zephyr also thoughtfully sent them out of the dangerous Grand Line area before leaving with peace of mind. 2 more powerful vice admirals and 5 warships are sent for escort. After all, this is the future of Marine headquarters. There is no room for loss, if it weren't for Roger Whitebeard's recent troubles. Sengoku and Garp went deep into the new world. Requires Zephyr to sit on the Grand Line. Zephyr wanted to escort himself. Number 2 Kaido. This Zephyr is too careful. These 3 monsters need escort. Open black lens bracket 2 rocks. You know a hammer, whether you need it or not is one thing, but it's another thing to show that the Marine headquarters attaches great importance to talents. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. It's always good to have more helpers. If you really encounter a large-scale pirate group, you won't be in a hard fight. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. You are the largest pirate group. If you don't attack them, they will basically be in no danger. The hometown is also in North Blue. Open black lens bracket number 1 Whitebeard. Gu la la la. Why am I attacking Ren when I have nothing to do? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Garp. Who knows what you pirates think? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Redhead. There's a big difference between people. Number 2 Kizaru went back alone. Although there were ships at the beginning, they basically just took him along the way. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Zephyr. Ahem. Kizaru has the ability to shine fruit, and the frontline combat power was tight at that time. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Zephyr. You still don't pay enough attention to talents. Number 2 Zephyr. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. With these 5 warships acting as escorts, people don't know which country they're going to attack. What a big show. Pirates were scared away along the way. Close black lens bracket. There are still differences between people. The biggest difference is that this Kizaru has a big brother. And if you count Akainu, there are more than one. Although Kizaru was older than Akainu, he never called. But still respect and listen to Sakazuki's opinion. Paluzolino's home is closer, so let's send Paluzolino back first. Ren and Sakazuki go home again. The air in my hometown is better. Ren was lying on the deck, blowing the sea breeze leisurely. This is our homecoming. Sakazuki also smiled. It's time to get home, and 013 hasn't seen his parents for a while. The only hope is that Alyssa better go on a business trip. Otherwise, you might beat yourself up. The main reason is to prove that her strength is not weaker than her own. Sakazuki is not unbeatable, but how can I really resist? Of course it's homecoming. We are all Marine generals now. Before long, you will all become Marine admirals, or even Marine marshals. Ren is very satisfied with his current life. The business, military, and political circles will all be involved in the future. Can you still live happily? YS, big brother? Sakazuki asked curiously. I don't know how to be a Marine admiral. How tiring it is. I think about it. If I want to be a big inspector, the power is not low. I'm still a political clerk. I don't have to go to the front line, and I can enjoy life with peace of mind. I'm happy. That's right, leave the hard work to me, brother, enjoy yourself. Sakazuki didn't think there was anything wrong. Work harder on your own, as long as your family can live. Brother Ren, we take up so many marine resources, don't we really need to catch a few pirates along the way? This is not good. Paluzolino hesitated, but he still spoke. After all, 5 top warships followed. This is half the Buster Call standard. Just to send yourself and others home safely. What a waste of resources. Shouldn't they catch a few pirate groups for fun? Try to uphold justice as much as possible. Make this sea more beautiful. No, you have to look like you're on vacation when you're on vacation. At worst, I'll sponsor $1 billion for Marine headquarters. Ren waved his hand. Can you do whatever you want if you have money? Sure. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. Ah la la la, Kizaru-san's fate has completely changed at this time. He actually thinks it's not good to take up marine resources. It's unimaginable to want to do something practical. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aramaki. Woohoo, this Sakazuki-sama is too loving. I really think about my family. Long live Sakazuki-sama. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. This B*** D Ren obviously has such great strength and wrists. Why is he so lazy like a salted fish? When he still has rocks as his enemy, he can be more active, or put rocks resurrection. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement open black lens bracket number 1 rocks. B*** D Sengoku. UXX. Beep beep. Lousy is not a sea kings for training people. Close black lens bracket. Rocks exploded with anger, he died, and he still has to whip his corpse out, right? It never occurred to him that someone desires to resurrect himself, Dave, just to make another person more positive? What a joke. He is a great pirate who dominates an era. It is not a background board used to set off other people. Soon the ship arrived at Bluzolino's hometown in a peaceful and leisurely environment. Because of the escort all the way, you don't need to meet the local marine every time you go to an island like number 2 Kizaru. Ask what ships are going that route. So along the way, Ran and others played leisurely. But the arrival time is the same as number 2 Kizaru, not slow at all. It's just that Dragon and Karens didn't attack other government departments. But the base here was still discovered. It seems that it wasn't just caused by other departments being attacked. Dare to launch a ground washing attack directly. It shows that the above people have long suspected it. Your hometown was attacked by warships from the world government. Bring the boat over. Don't you know this is my elder brother's hometown? No matter what happens, we're here and we will take over. Seeing this, Sakazuki's expression changed. Bluzolino looked at Sakazuki in surprise. I didn't expect him to defend himself like this. Ships are approaching soon. The CP4 department of the world government is performing tasks. Without the order from above, Marines should not rashly intervene. People in the world government department, come back with your eyes above the top. Slap. Ren walked over and slapped him with a slap. A mere leader of the vanguard, whose military rank is at best the rear admiral level, dare to speak so aggressively? Ren gave him a disdainful look. Presumptuous. Our CP4 is carrying out missions on behalf of the world government, the officer immediately said angrily. Slap. As a result, Ren slapped him again. The beating made this powerful officer spin a few times on the spot. The officers were furious and wanted to draw their swords to kill the marine who dared defend them. Do you dare to draw the knife? If you dare to draw the knife, I will kill you. Do you know who we are? Whose is it? CP4 is not afraid of marine being powerful, but afraid of encountering someone with a background. Zephyr Admiral. Even the 5 elders are polite to Admiral. What are you? And the 2 next to me, in a few years, will become Marine Admiral. The 3 monsters in the headquarters. Have you heard of it? I heard. The officer broke out in cold sweat immediately. Marine Admiral, that is directly under the jurisdiction of Lord 5 Elders. Once they questioned the order of Marshal Marine. It is possible to directly report to 5 Elders. This is indeed not an existence he can provoke. And this is the 3 monsters in the Marine headquarters? The guy whose promotion is easier than eating. I can't afford it. I've heard that you haven't ordered the attack to stop. In the future, you dare to blow up Marine Admiral's house. Aren't you afraid that you will be liquidated in the future? How many heads do you have to stop the revenge of 3 admirals? What Ren said directly stunned the CP4 officer. Legs are shaking. What the hell, just bombing a small village. How did it become enemies with 3 Marine admirals? But, the world government, how to report, isn't it up to you? Also, the whole army stopped shelling. The whole army stopped shelling. The order was quickly conveyed to all warships. Brother, go away. The CP4 officer obsequiously sent Ren and others away respectfully. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Good guy, this Ren has figured out all the tricks in the political field. Where did this monster come from? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Redhead. If I remember correctly, Kizaru in the number 2 video seemed to be sent away at random. Is the gap so big? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. Well, the department under the world government is a bit arrogant. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Luffy. These ear scrapers are so good, it's because they fired indiscriminately that they accidentally injured Uncle Kizaru's mother. Close black lens bracket. Ace number 1. After all, it is a ship of the world government. If you attack directly, it is unreasonable, and you are all friendly forces. Although this method is a bit of an opportunity to suppress others, it is indeed the best solution at the moment. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. *: Ren, Marine Admiral's name is not for you to bully people. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Zephyr. It's okay, it's my honor to be borrowed by Ren. Close black lens bracket. Garp number 1. Zephyr, have you also changed into Ren? Open black lens bracket number 1 Zephyr. Go. Close black lens bracket. Ant number 2. Ma, come out to hang out. You still need a backer and influence. Otherwise you are just a little b asterisk 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 d. This brat. The politician Duan Yi is very good at playing. Open black lens bracket Marco number 2. I wish I could have such a strong brother as Ren. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Golden Lion. People from the world government are cheap. It only works if you fight hard. I understand. Close black lens bracket. Brother. Paluzolino looked at Ren with emotion. For his own sake, the elder brother did not hesitate to defend people from the world government. Go to the island and have a look. Soon Paluzolino found his mother in the refuge cave in the back mountain. Advertisement still injured, it was blown up a long time ago. Doctor. Where is the doctor? Paluzolino shouted anxiously. What's the rush? With Big Brother here, as long as you breathe, everything will be fine. Sakazuki patted Paluzolino's shoulder to calm him down. Brother. Paluzolino looked at Ren for help. Small things. Ren raised his hand, emerald green light sprinkled the entire cave. Not just Paluzolino's mother, all injured recovered. His face became rosy. The pain accumulated in the body before has also been eliminated. Everyone looks it's like being several years younger. Paluzolino, you are back. I am not dreaming. No it's not. Mom. I'm sorry I'm late. It's not too late, it's not too late, it's not good for me. Open black lens bracket number 2 Aramaki. Great, the mother of Master Kizaru from another world is not dead, but survived. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket female number 2 Marinea. When I saw Kizaru Admiral's glasses fogging up, I was so distressed. It's great that this kind of thing didn't happen in another world. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. What a tricky ability, such an exhausted body can be restored to its original state. Close black lens bracket. Of course these strong men can see it. The main cause of death of Kizaru's mother in the previous video number 2 was not shelling. But there are problems in all aspects of the body. It's come to the point where it's exhausted. This is also the reason why number 2 Kizaru did not choose to resurrect. Because if the resurrected mother is in that state, before long, she will still die, and she has already suffered a lot, so don't go through the pain again in this world where justice is confused. Unexpectedly, the mother from another world survived. Looking at the body now, it should be back to health. That's great. Thank you, Brother Ren. Number 2 Kizaru's lenses are misty. Akainu next to him still looked at him in astonishment. What did he mean by that just now? Video number 1, 2 days later. After Paluzolino learned about what happened, Wei Wei was a little confused, and when she saw Ren off, she couldn't help asking, Brother Ren, does the world government have to be just? Of course not. Justice has nothing to do with power, it only exists in your heart. Just do what you think is right. For example, if the king is not good, then change to another country. I understand. Paluzolino nodded emphatically. Brother Ren, we are ready to set sail. The next stop is the most beautiful island in North Blue, the town of White, Flevens. Do you want to stop? Sakazuki said rather. Asked expectantly. The most beautiful, the most white and flawless. That's not necessarily true. The more glamorous the kingdom, the more complicated the darkness behind it, and that island is poisonous, so we won't land on it. Now, the above chain of interests is also intricate. Wait for Elisa to get ready, and then intervene. Understood. See you later. Stay at home with your mother, and with your current military rank, you can pick her up to live in the Marine Headquarters military town. I know, brother, goodbye. Paluzolino waved goodbye at the port. After that, the life behind the video number 1 and number 2 began to fast forward. Number 1 Rocks. Change the king. This Ren is indeed a lunatic, lightly and frantically implying that Kizaru wants to kill the king of the franchise country. Open black lens bracket number 1 Sengoku. Kizaru, the king of the country died suddenly in 1492. Did you do it? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Kizaru. I did it. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. How dare you? That is the king of the country. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 1 Kizaru. He misinterpreted the world government's heavenly goal policy, and I am eradicating the stupid king for the world government. Close black lens bracket. In World 1, all the 5 elders are collectively silent, so they have to thank Kizaru. But the king's revealed side is really not good. Kizaru added this, although he meant to borrow their power. But they are also cleaning up for them in disguise, so this matter will not be pursued anymore. After all, a king of a small country is no match for Holy Land Shuangyi. Open black lens bracket number 2 Luo. Did you go to White Town, Frevens? Close black lens bracket at this time. Number 2 Luo looked at the words of the Ren brothers when they were saying goodbye. Immediately couldn't help posting barrage because that was his hometown. There have been horrific tragedies, but no one answered him. On the second, Kizaru sent a barrage that shocked both worlds. Number 2 Kizaru. I, Paluzolino, hereby announce something to everyone. Starting today, I, Paluzolino, will quit Marine. Create a new Marine in Irons. Those who are interested in joining please. 64. Question, how many teachers are behind the 2 Kizaru? Please subscribe, please order all. Advertisement. The powerhouses of the 2 realms were suddenly stunned. Everyone looked at the barrage, thought I was wrong. World 2 Kizaru is leaving Marine. What's going on? Number 2 Sengoku. Garp, Akainu, Pheasant and others all looked at the yellow ape in disbelief. If this is what Kizaru #1 said, how shocking they will not be. From the previous comparison video, they can see that the current #1 Kizaru also has the justice he pursues in his heart. The sense of belonging to the world government, to the marine may not be to Rennes. If he breaks away from the world government and establishes a new marine with the same name as the Iron's Chamber of Commerce. Of course they will be shocked too, but it can be explained and understood. But what the hell is your #2 Kizaru, judging from the information collected so far? They don't have Rennes in World 2, there's no way Kizaru had any bond with him. Could it be that a Marine Admiral is also affected just by watching the video? They do not deny that that kind of righteous thinking is enough to shake the hearts of the top powerhouses. Even have a new understanding of the word justice. In fact, there are now many strong men, many Marines, and even pirates all over the world. They were all influenced by the thoughts that Rennes conveyed in the video just now. Rennes even just needs to raise his hand in their world. There will be countless followers, but, you're a Marine Admiral. Thought awareness, strength, experience. These are very incomparable. How could you be brainwashed like this, at this moment, no matter which world is strong? We all realized a very important problem. That is, even if there is no strong person who can communicate with each other for the time being. But what the video plays, it is always affecting two worlds. Whether it was the provocation of #2 Golden Lion at the beginning, he was frightened by Rennes' words. Still now Marine Admiral Kizaru suddenly announces to leave Marine. It is enough to prove that not only rewards will affect the pattern. Comparing the experience in the video is also having an impact. After everyone's initial shock, the barrage instantly boiled to the point of bursting. Rocks #2. FK. I read that right, Marine Admiral Kizaru is going to quit the Marine HQ. What the hell is this? Quit when this kind of big battle is imminent. Close black lens bracket. #2 Kaido. It's okay to withdraw, it's not like Admiral's rebellion happened before, but blatantly announcing the establishment of a new marine, is this a blatant provocation to the world government? 1. Open black lens bracket #1 Kizaru. What's the situation? Close black lens bracket, #1 Sengoku. Rennes is so influential, even if there is no him in that world, he can make a Marine Admiral announce his withdrawal from the Marine on the spot? Set up a new Marine of Irons? This is clearly to seek refuge Rennes, close black lens bracket. #1 Rocks. This is too interesting, I have never seen such a thing, watch it. #1 Red Hair. Add 1 to the onlookers, open black lens bracket Whitebeard #2. Gu la la la. This is good news for us, close black lens bracket. #1 Akainu. Good, promising, Big Brother is the most excellent person in the world, in the future, you will be honored for your choice. Open black lens bracket #2 Golden Lion. The leather is blown so big, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket #1 Akainu. When I can pass, I will be the first to kill you, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket #2 Golden Lion. FK. Let me just say it, as for wanting to kill me all the time, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Kizaru #1. Do you have a problem with Brother Rennes, close black lens bracket. #2 Golden Lion. Maid, you are threatening me, right? If you bully people too much, I will have an opinion, what's wrong? Come and hit me. Open black lens bracket #2 Zon Taowen. Father, are you crazy? Close black lens bracket, Beckman #2. It's unbelievable that this could happen. Open black lens bracket Redhead #2. Rennes kind of thinking really makes people have to admire, I don't yearn for it, close black lens bracket. Dragon #2. Did you make a new choice? Dragon once gave Kizaru a choice in the second video. That's when he quit Marine. The dragon will be taken as a signal that he wants to join the Revolutionary Army. But now Kizaru directly announced the establishment of a new Marine. It is also sending a new signal, he exits the existing Marine. But not to join the Revolutionary Army, open black lens bracket. Rennes himself is in a daze at the moment, World 2 Kizaru this wave of operations. It shocked him too, a Marine Admiral adores himself so much? Roger #2. If I guess correctly, this is not only related to the video, but also related to the reward just now, he should have received the experience of Kizaru from another world. Now he can be said to be half of Kizaru #1, of course, his thinking is still his own, and he has always been confused about justice. At this moment, he got the answer and became clear. Combining the two aspects, it is not impossible to make a new choice. Watching Roger's barrage, many people suddenly realized that it made sense. From the previous video, the Kizaru of this world is always in a state of wandering. It is a lost lamb, adhering to the justice of being ambiguous, not helping each other, and depending on the mood. He doesn't really have much sense of belonging to Marine or world government. It was even possible to break away from the Marine and become a revolutionary army before. The comparison at this moment made him see a bright path, a firm goal and justice. Advertisement those strong people like them, once they see what they want. Will spare no effort to pursue, Kizaru, what nonsense are you talking about? Sengoku suddenly looked at Kizaru and shouted in disbelief. In this moment of war, make this choice, it will shake the morale of the entire army. And it is more serious than shaking the morale of the army. They will lose a high-end combat power. You must know that there are not many high-end combat forces in the world. Each one is unique. This loss is too great. Open black lens bracket #2 Smoker. Kizaru-san, what you said is true. If the new Marine pursues the justice mentioned by Ren, I am willing to join, close black lens bracket. Smoker has been extremely disappointed with the current Marine headquarters. He attacked many dark phenomena. As a result, he was dispatched to East Blue, the weakest sea. A Logia ability sits in the sea of weakest, undoubtedly overkill. This shows how unpopular he is. Kizaru number 2. That's right, no matter whether Ren in another world supports us or not, no matter how he sees us, what we must insist on is the true justice he mentioned. Of course, I welcome the Ren Kingdom to come to us one day world. Guide us how to enforce justice. Open black lens bracket number 2 Smoker. Alright, count me in. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket number 2 Aokiji. Smoker, Kizaru is not clear-minded, are you also stupid? Close black lens bracket. Aokiji's face changed, this head opened, there is absolutely no way that the world government can sit idly by. Number 2 Venus. Sengoku, Akainu, take down Kizaru first, don't let him do stupid things, after you take it down, let him calm down first, the comparison video just now had too much impact on him, he will only do it when he is emotionally excited make such a muddled choice, just calm down. The leader of the Holy Land 5 elders spoke hastily. If they just leave, it's a pity for them, but it is not unacceptable. As long as it is not against the world government. They also don't want to waste too much power on Kizaru. But Kizaru is going to create a new marine, this is absolutely not allowed. Does this still put them in the eyes of the upright ones? Seeing this barrage, Sengoku Akainu hesitated, looking at each other for the last time, they all paid attention. No matter what Kizaru thinks, now they all have to control Kizaru first. Let him calm down first, now you may not be able to take me down. Number 2 Kizaru scratched his head in distress. Although still a little loose, but the eyes are very firm and bright. When Kizaru reminded him, Sengoku Akainu froze for a moment. It was then remembered that number 2 Kizaru had previously chosen the reward. It's me merging into another world. The strength of the two is superimposed. Not to mention that one can hit 2, but it is still no problem to calmly limit from 2 hands. After all, only Kizaru of world number 1, it showed extremely powerful combat power. Now Kizaru may have stepped beyond the limits of the human body. I just don't know whether it's half a step or a step. Plus he's a flashman, even if Migu has Conqueror's Haki. The speed may not necessarily keep up. While they were in a daze, a barrage made them temporarily give up on taking Kizaru. Even the 5 elders didn't push anymore. This comparison video is over, now enter the questioning session, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket excuse me, how many teachers are there behind the 2 Kizaru? The answering time is 20 seconds, close black lens bracket. As soon as this question was asked, no one answered it right away. Because it is different from the highlight contrast moment of Kizaru before. This question is brought up after the end, they need time to think about it. Open black lens bracket number 2 Saturn. Answer the question first, close black lens bracket while Kizaru is in an emergency. But Kizaru is just proposing the idea now, the organization hasn't really been formed yet. Getting rewarded is more important now. Number 2 Sengoku. What does this question really mean? Why do I feel that it is getting more and more difficult? How many teachers are there behind the 2 Kizaru? Judging from the video, Zephyr should be the one with the most appearance. Will the answer be 2? Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Sengoku. Not only that, I also have a lot of exit rates in the video, and I have taught them a lot of lessons. Garp, Suru Vice Admiral also talked about it, but those who have affected it should not be counted as them. L. Open black lens bracket Garp number 2. Sengoku and Zephyr definitely count, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Whitebeard. Of course, you didn't see the turning point of fate, what Sengoku and Zephyr said and how they dealt with it had a great impact on Kizaru's life, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. That's right, Sengoku Zephyr is responsible for more than half of Kizaru's current choice, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket number 2 Roger Ren is undoubtedly a teacher, and the most important teacher, close black lens bracket. Garp number 1. What if the question is literally, then only Zephyr? Open black lens bracket number 1 Aokiji. It is indeed possible. Close black lens bracket, number 2 Sengoku. I guess there will be no more than 5. Garp, Aokiji, Akainu, Kizaru, each of us will choose a number. Sengoku is still used to calling the yellow monkey. In terms of speed, only the top powerhouses can beat the top powerhouses. Others want to get it right, unless the answers of the top powerhouses are all wrong. They have a chance. Ask for flowers. Open black lens bracket number 2 Rocks. Damn, what a strong man. Damn it, which one to choose, close black lens bracket. Advertisement. That being said, the Rocks are indeed envious. Because even if Kaido is by his side, they can't even discuss it. They will only choose the answer they think is correct. No one will give the reward to anyone. Compared with this, the Marine headquarters has many strong players, which is too advantageous. See Sengoku's Danmaku, others were also anxious. Even the quantity is uncertain, the answer was posted instantly. After all, this is not only accurate but also fast. Number 2 Sengoku. 5 pieces. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Garp. 4. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Akainu. 3. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Aokiji. 2. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Kizaru. 5. I'm not a marine now, Sengoku-san. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Rocks. 5. Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Redhead. 3. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Kaido. 4. Close black lens bracket. Number 2 Whitebeard. 5 pieces. And World 1 Marine Headquarters imitates the way of World 2. Because there are more of them, absolutely more than 5 quantities can be selected. Although it's a bit unexpected, but the strength that comes to your door for nothing, don't let it go for nothing, you have to keep Kizaru. Ren mused. He thinks that this round of questions, he can do it. If the answer is correct, you can deceive people and use rewards. Wrong answer. Time for another plan. Terrorize the 5 elders in Marine HQ in another world with a barrage. Be the backer behind number 2 Kizaru. Open black lens bracket Ren. 6 Close black lens bracket. Number 1 Akainu. Kizaru. Sengoku. Luffy. Ace. Sabo. Garp. Aokiji. The strongest players on the bright side chose 1 to 8 respectively, and one of them repeated with Ren. Because the number of people is enough. So Sengoku didn't care what Ren chose. There are also some people who have no choice in the dark. After all, I have chosen so many answers. The time for answering the question is up. The answer is announced now. Close black lens bracket. The correct answer is 6. Open black lens bracket. The one who answers this question correctly is the world Ren. Close black lens bracket. Although there is only one Ren, but the video still shows which world it is from. Number 2 Sengoku. How could there be 2? Judging from the answer, it should not mean a literal teacher, but someone who has taught 2 Kizaru things can be called a teacher, but no matter what. How to count? There are only 5 at most, 2 Sengoku, 2 Zephyr, and 1 Ren. Could it be one of Karen's and Dragon? Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Garp. I know who the other one is. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Number 2 Sengoku. Who? Close black lens bracket. Garp. Number 2. Akainu of world number 1. Number 2 Sengoku. Why? Open black lens bracket. 2 How Garp. Dang ran shi yin wei I de taikwan jiao yu. Ni men wang lama. Akainu ke shi duo si chi fu guo Kizaru de. Bu duan pang zo ta. Rang ta de shi li jin bu. Rang Kizaru. Actively participate in training. This can be regarded as a teacher. After all, Akainu in World 2 has never done this before. Number 2 Whitebeard. Sounds like it makes sense. Number 2 Kaido. Indeed, fighting is sometimes the best teacher. Number 1 Sengoku. Great, someone in our world finally got the answer right. Open black lens bracket. Number 1 Luffy. Brother Ren is amazing. Close black lens bracket. It seems that there are 6 of them. Ren, as the person involved, has the deepest memory. The reason is exactly what Garp said. Many people may overlook the role of Akainu in it. But Ren won't. At that time, he could guide Kizaru to cut off the life of salted fish. Sakazuki is credited. Please choose a prize. Prize 1. Revive. Keep memory strength. Prize 2. Get all your life experiences and strengths in another parallel world. You can encourage yourself to be real. Prize 3. The channel between the 2 worlds. You can summon people from parallel worlds. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Prize 4. A perfect conqueror's hockey. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Prize 5. Perfect physical skill. Close black lens bracket. 6. Congratulations to host. This comparison has received a huge response, and the comparison is successful. Due to the moment of host's highlight comparison, Kizaru's choice is to superimpose himself in another world, another. There is no Ren in the world, so there were no similar rewards at that time. After the selection rewards this time, the system will greatly upgrade the ability of the host selection. So that's it. I thought you forgot to give me a reward. Open black lens bracket Ren. I choose prize 3. Close black lens bracket. Ren sent this out for everyone to see. At this time, many people who didn't answer the question correctly looked remorseful. Haven't noticed how much this option affects them. Host has chosen prize 3. This system has upgraded this ability. Ding. The upgrade is successful. This reward has been upgraded to a free passage between the 2 worlds. The host can travel between the 2 worlds at will. Cancel the time limit. The host has the power to forcibly summon people from another world once a day. No consent is required from the summoned. It's more practical. Then go for a walk and save Kizaru. Open black lens bracket. Venus number 2. Sengoku Garp Aokiji Akainu. You join forces to take down Kizaru. Let him calm down. Close black lens bracket. But just when Sengoku and they are about to do it, over the number 2 Marine headquarters, a black hole suddenly appeared, and a figure walked out of it.